Another one was alertness. Here's how it works. If you're getting looked at, you get some orange stuff on your screen. I do not think it's directional anymore. So it's a lot worse than high alert of old. But you also get information when someone is close to you. What that means is if you're within 30 meters of someone else, an enemy, it'll say on your screen, enemy nearby. But it's not directional at all. And it doesn't do anything other than say enemy nearby. That's it. However, there's no limit on it. We are live, boys and girls. Wow. Welcome to the Dropshot Call of Duty Podcast, episode 475. My name's Casey, also known as Razinon. Today, I'm joined by Tanner to discuss Season 1 of Black Ops 6, which has up to this, we'll get into it, which has up to this point been the best launch of a Call of Duty video game ever. And then, like I warned everyone who was very excited about the game, I said, hold on to your horses because it's a whole year and they have ample opportunity to mess everything up, which they may have done. So welcome to the show. Today, we're going to be doing a little combo ep. I will be at White Sands National Park this weekend.
Okay.
Which
Bro's doxing himself, man.
It's a big part. There's lots of sand. Someone could come assassinate me and bury me.
Nobody's going to go to that state anyways. It's not even worth trying to kill you out there.
Yeah, it's not. And I have to get on a plane to go there. I don't.
Yeah.
So what we're doing today basically is like a combo ep. So we're going to sort of cover the patch notes, and then we're also going to like talk first impressions. This is going to be a lot more skewed toward the first impressions portion. Because there are a ton of patch notes. So we did want to kind of try and do them both in one episode since we're only doing one episode this week. So that required us to do a later live recording, which is what we're doing. But with that said, we'll figure it out. So stick around to the end of the episode for announcements. There won't be many. We will thank new patrons and donations and all that next week. So don't feel scammed. It's just a delay. But we will. I'll go back 2 weeks and look at all that stuff. And yeah, pretty much it there. So with that said, what I think we're going to do is pull up the patch notes and then, lightly skim and kind of use this to talk about like our first impressions. There are a lot of patch notes.
Millions.
And by the way, trigger warning for those of you who are upset when we have real observations of bad updates or portions of updates that are very bad, just stop listening now because you're not going to like this episode. There are a lot of good things to say about Season 1, but there are a lot of really bad things to say as well. So with that, starting with the multiplayer and zombies patch notes here.
Wednesday, do you want to go over those or not? I was saying we should just do Warzone today. Do you want to cover multiplayer?
I'll very briefly just giga skim this, yeah. So there are new maps. We'll talk about those later.
I heard they were all bad. I didn't play any of them. I was doing Zoms challenges, but
I like one of them, but yeah, we'll get into it. Some new game modes. I played Ransack as well. That's something we'll talk about. Some new guns we'll talk about as well. New attachments. I've not seen anyone using them really yet. So keep that in mind. I don't think these event reward things are obtainable yet, or at least I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I don't know if it's even started.
Yeah. There are some new perks as well. We had gone over those. Yeah, actually we did cover like almost all of this in the roadmap, didn't we? Like the blog post. So I'm going to just not even talk about these because everything here that's worth talking about I've already written down to talk about like as a first impression or whatever. So yeah, just going to super skim here. Some new, more bright and colorful operator skins, which is unironically nice because they are so easy to see. And I was getting kills on people in multiplayer that I would not have gotten if they didn't have the dumb skins on. So that's nice. Tanner's talked about this before. Some in-season events. So I guess the event isn't in yet. Yeah, the hit list. Zombies directed mode is in. Ricochet anti-cheat. So they say things. One of these I will mention because there's been a lot of hubbub on the TL about this. Adjusting ping thresholds to require players play matches in their region to cut down on VPN abuse. So if you are living in whatever, California, and you VPN to Bangladesh, I guess it's just going to not let you queue. It'll probably just keep you in a loop for the whole time. What I find interesting about this is, why is this in the Ricochet anti-cheat section of these patch notes? Because it doesn't feel like it belongs here. Are you going to get like banned temporarily, temp banned, if you try to VPN? And it's like, oh, you're trying to geofence, so we're gonna, like, Ricochet's gonna do something about this. Very weird.
It just won't let you queue, I guess. I mean, it makes sense that it's in the Ricochet. It's not exactly. The dumb thing about this is now everyone's gonna come out. All the stupid shitters are gonna come out saying, "Oh, see, VPNs were cheating all along because it has to do with Ricochet." But yeah, I mean, yeah. I think they're basically just going to block you from getting into matches. Who knows if this will even work? Because I still don't understand how it works. Because how come when we, in the past, have VPN to the Middle East, we don't have high ping? It's exactly the same ping as we normally have. So how does this even work?
I agree. I don't understand that at all. I've always had that question.
This probably won't do anything.
So yeah, who knows if it'll do anything. And yeah, by the way, VPNing has not reliably worked for like 3 years now. So like, this is not a great loss unless there's some secret VPN strat that no one has talked about. So anyway, let's see. Oh, Fun Studios with the gifted sub. Let's absolutely go. Thank you, King. And JKN resubbed tier 1, 3 months, but is negative ass Tanner happy? The real question. I can't imagine quitting a job to bitch about a game and ask for gifts on a podcast. Hashtag winner. Thank you, JKN and Fun Studios. We appreciate you, boys. All right. So yeah, some more things. A
lot of words, Jesus Christ.
A lot of words.
These are a lot of patch
big
notes.
Words and intimidating words. Yeah. So they're doing some more stuff with Ricochet, more detection systems, whatever. The armory's back, so if you don't have your Jack BFB or something, you can check on that. Whatever. PS5 updates, whatever. Campaign, skipping. Multiplayer, largely skipping. A lot of this is still like housekeeping. The game is still quite new, so they're like adjusting spawns on maps, and they're talking about that. Adjusted where the S&D bomb site is, whatever. Nothing I'm like gonna read to you guys, so there you go. This is a good change though. Addressed an issue where some players were unable to hear each other during intermission and in post-game voice chat. So I have never been able to hear the enemy team or talk shit to them after a multiplayer match ends. And we did not know if that was intentional or not. Turns out it was not intentional. And now I can confirm I can and do talk shit to people after every single multiplayer match that I win, which is a redundancy. Every single multiplayer match, I win them all. So that's cool. Yeah. Weapons. So they write a lot of words.
And let me tell you about the weapons real quick. Here's the hidden patch note.
Oh no.
According to Exclusive Ace, all of the assault rifle damage and range values in BO6 have been reverted to their states at launch rather than updating to the intended Season 1 values. So remember how at launch their max damage range was like 4 meters, and then at some point they updated it to make their max damage range like 7 meters or something?
Yeah.
That's all been reverted. So it's once again back to ARs having less of a max damage range than like...
and this is unintentional? That's the... That's the vibe.
Supposedly, because I think all these patch notes go through.
Oh, they
all
say
of
the
that.
same thing. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's unintentional then. Okay, got it. Yeah. So yeah.
So not worth talking about.
Just on the right foot. Yeah. Millie Dog! Glad it sucks, LOL, with the $10 super chat. Let's go! Filling up the bar. Thank you. Are you glad VPNing sucks or the season update? It's not all bad. Either way, we'll take the 10 USD though. Thank you, dude. All right, so yeah, they write some words. We're increasing the damage value for some of our ARs to ensure that they kill in just one bullet in hardcore. Headshot multi-use changes have either kept the bullets to kill with headshots the same or even improved them at some minimum damage ranges. I kind of like that. Headshots should matter, especially at like from far away. But keep in mind, this is all fake. So probably by tomorrow, the actual stats in game will be reflective of what's in the patch notes. But right now, this is actually not taking place. Doesn't really matter too much. And again, this is for multiplayer. So we're not going to go into any great detail on any of these. And it's not for every AR. There are like 4 changes here. And then 1 SMG was changed as well. And all of these, by the way, they are gearing these changes to be relevant for hardcore kind of only. That's all they're talking about. So if you don't play hardcore, you probably won't notice any of these things because it's probably not changing the bullets to kill almost ever. Like literally every single blurb is about hardcore adjustments. So yeah. So if you don't play hardcore, don't worry about it. Shotguns. Kind of nerfed them again. They're still going to be busted, or the Marine SP is still going to be busted OP on Stakeout, but whatever. Yeah, so there you go. Marksman rifles.
Wait, the max damage. Oh, the max one-shot range for a Marine SP is now 2 meters. Am I reading that correct? Whereas before it was 9 meters, but it wouldn't always one tap. Okay, never. I don't know.
Yeah, wait, what? Pre-patch it did 92? That's fake. Oh, this is for slugs. That's why.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so it doesn't matter exactly. Yeah. Marksman
Which is what
rifles.
we said and we knew.
Yeah. Let's see.
They nerfed the AEK a lot.
They nerfed the AEK a lot, which was easily the best weapon in multiplayer because it would one burst everything. And it had a very fast fire rate, especially with rapid fire.
Yeah, and they nerfed rapid fire.
Yeah, so that's probably good. It, especially on Treyarch servers, it is not fun because you just get super bulleted. It's like insanely cringe. So that's good. Snipers. We've been monitoring feedback on snipers. Lots of words. We are lowering the baseline flinch on all snipers and reducing the flinch resistance given by stock attachments. Okay. Probably a good change. Lower upfront flinch, so like no attachments, and then a bit lower overall flinch if you equip flinch resistant stocks. So that's pretty good. Also increasing aim lock movement speed bonuses on stocks. Lastly, we're improving the ADS idle sway delay by default on all snipers, meaning on average, there will be less deviation from your point of aim when entering ADS. Should be no deviation from your point of aim.
I mean,
this is a step in the right direction, I guess.
Isn't that what Sledgehammer did? Didn't they make it have no deviation?
In MW3,
virtually none? Yeah, uh-huh.
That's exactly what they did, and then they just pissed all over it. Yeah, we talked about it. So that's really dumb, but I guess they're going in the right direction. We'll continue to monitor weapon and attachment data as well as your feedback to ensure that all sniping playstyles are fun and rewarding basics. This is a good change. I hope they keep doing it though. I hope they do what Sledgehammer did, which is where you aim in and you are aiming exactly where your reticle is, and then the sway starts after that. Maybe even very soon after that, like 100 milliseconds even, depending on your attachments and the gun. But like, you should be able to quickscope reliably. This is just obvious, but whatever. Yeah.
So they have 1 second of 50% idle sway scaling at the beginning of ADS.
So you're still going to start swaying right away. I actually don't know if that means you're going to aim in where you're actually aiming and then the idle sway starts and now it's 50% less. I don't know.
No.
You guys will have to figure it out. I have not been sniping too much, so I don't really know. But again, this is a step in the right direction. And if the point of aim does not comport with where you were hip fire aiming prior, they are aware that that's the case, especially with how much they're talking about sniping. So it's by design that it doesn't like actually put your reticle where you were aiming, which is insane, but whatever. We'll see. I don't know. I have confidence they'll fix that though and do what Sledgehammer had done.
Do more to it.
Yeah. Gunsmith, various updates to weapon descriptions. Here's another hidden patch note. Exclusive Ace made a video. We're not going to go over it today, but TLDR, there are lots of attachments that do not do at all what they say they do. So
are there really?
Yes.
I haven't seen that.
For example, there will be an attachment that says like increase strafe speed, and it's just not true. Like it's literally just fake news. Like, okay, got it. So
That's
I don't
funny.
know if I don't know if those things were by design and the descriptions were wrong or vice versa, but they've written here again various updates to weapon descriptions. So hopefully they comport more with reality. I would keep a close eye on Exclusive Ace's YouTube channel, and probably by next Thursday we will talk about that because he'll I'm sure make a video. Shout out to Exclusive Ace. Let's see. Oh, the perk greed trying to change your perks thing is fixed, so you have to scroll through. That's good.
Oh, this is fun. Slight reduction to ninja footstep volume. Additionally, we made a slight reduction to default footstep volume. I've got that.
I did not know this, and it's a terrible, awful change. Footstep audio was not great in multiplayer before. It does not need to be quieter. That is insane.
That's funny.
So I've received that,
That's
cool.
funny.
Yeah. Okay, man.
Yeah, the footstep audio thing in multi, it is just so weird. Like some maps you hear people far away above you and then like skyline. And then other maps you usually just don't hear anything. I can't tell you how many times I'll die and I'll watch a kill cam and I'll say to myself out loud, bet this guy has ninja. Nobody's in the Discord call with me. I'm by myself in my room and I say, bet this guy has ninja. Watch the kill cam. He doesn't, of course. Never. He never does because you don't hear anything. And I'm not even talking to people.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here alone in my room crying because I'm playing Call of Duty.
Depressed,
and I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's lower. That's fine. It doesn't matter. I play Stakeout, which actually they've removed, so now it will matter.
They've also increased the volume of gunshots by 200%. That's a joke. They didn't actually. They might have, but they didn't say that. So I'm
a zombies main. None of this matters for me personally.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Anyway, whatever. Some prestige stuff. And again, still, like I was saying, a lot of just like bug fixes and stuff. Like this is all kind of bug fixes here. And then for zombies, there were some other things. I'm not going to really go over these. Zombies is basically perfect. Hopefully they didn't break it. But like all of this literally is bug fixes. So that's good. And then some weapon adjustments for zombies. I'm super not going over these. Zombies is very easy to cheese. You can figure it out.
That's
some more
good.
bug
All
fixes.
ARs have their pack-a-punch base damage and critical damage increased.
Oh, yeah.
That's good, because a lot of the ARs felt awful. I would pack-a-punch at one, I'd be like, dude, how are these guns still killing so slow? So that's nice. They were underpowered.
Yeah,
Zombies is weird, though, because there were like, maybe this is how it always is, but there are like 4 or 5 guns that are just so much better than everything else that it's like,
yeah, I know.
There's no reason to use any of it.
I was just gonna say,
pistol. You use the Sally bullshit.
Yep.
You use the suck and fuck.
Yeah.
You use the ray gun.
Yep.
You use the bolt action sniper, which launches RPGs and it does like 7,000 damage, pack-a-punch 2, and like rarity. Or you use there's like one other gun that's good. One of the shotguns, maybe. I don't know. And then everything else is just so much worse.
It is, yeah. I was gonna say this morning I set out to do the Armed to the Teeth Dark Ops challenge, which is where you get all perks, and then you get your 2 weapons and your melee weapon, all legendary orange rarity with an ammo mod and Pack-a-Punched 3. So I got it done, but in the course of doing it, once you get to like round 26 or so, you start to realize how bad every gun that is not a wonder weapon or the explosive shit is. Like I had the Sally thing, but I don't have a Kimbo yet, and I don't have extended mag 2 either. So you just run out of ammo like instantly, although it is really good. So I need to just level it up more.
That's not really an issue.
Yeah. But then the other thing was I had a gobble gum, so that my next wall or box buy was like gonna be pack-a-punched, or I don't know what it was, but I was like basically forced to use a random weapon to speed it up. And it was an LMG, and it's just terrible. I mean, Pack-a-Punch 3 orange with an ammo mod, and it's just terrible. Like so much less damage. I was killing things faster with like a suck and fuck 2 at round 40 than this. Yeah. Like it's insane. Yeah. So hopefully they do continue to buff other guns, or just don't have pistols explode. That would be, I would prefer that. That's kind of dumb. But
people
that
love that. So that's some sort of zombie nerd lore shit where, I don't know. What is it? Sally and what? Is it Mustang and Sally? What is it?
Yes.
Okay. That's the name of the guns.
That's only if you have a
handguns when you akimbo it. No idea what that means. Absolutely no clue. Not looking it up because you're a nerd if you know where it came
Emmy's
from.
typing already, yeah.
Yes. Probably in bed. Yeah. So...
Nerd. She's too drunk off the Truly, actually.
It's something about it is just not fun to, you're right, Pack-a-Punch an XMG 2 times and have it like second or third rarity. And it's still worse than a base pistol that I Pack-a-Punch 1 time and don't upgrade the rarity.
It is gray. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like so many of the guns are just awful. And that's kind of boring to me because it gets to a point where it's like, you've got the suck and fuck and then you got the Sally. And you honestly... almost have to be stupid and like try to die. If you really, really want to stay alive a long time, you can cheese that so easily. But it just gets boring for me personally. And then I don't know. I'm just not a fan of how that works. How there are like a few guns that are insane and then everything else is awful.
Yeah, I agree.
And that round cutoff is 31, by the way. It's round 31 when the normal guns start doing essentially nothing. Okay. And the wonder weapons and explosive ones are a lot better. Like I think the LR762, I'm pretty sure I was literally doing 10,000 damage per shot when it was Pack-a-Punch twice, and it was the third rarity,
and it explodes.
Yes. So you shoot it at the feet. You can shoot it directly at them and kill a group, or you just shoot it at the ground. And it has 20 rounds at that point. In a bolt-action sniper, that rechamber is very, very fast. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's cheesy in my opinion.
I agree. And yeah, you really can't die unless you want to, especially with with self-revive. Between self-revive, how much salvage you'll end up having, so you can have unlimited Casimirs, which is where you throw a black hole. And again, you have unlimited salvage to just have a chopper gunner always. Like, oh, I'm in trouble. I'm going to press down on my D-pad. I'm now invincible, and I'm killing everything left in this round. And then in the course of doing that, there's going to be so much salvage strewn about the map that I will exit the chopper gunner. And while the next wave is coming in, I run around, get all the salvage, go buy another chopper gunner, and repeat. You can, if you ever die in zombies, it's like actually just a skill issue. Unless you are doing like the Terminus boss fight, which is hard. Kind of. I didn't know how it worked. I did carry though, and we ended up getting the dub. So shout out to me. But anyways, yeah, all of that aside, some more buffs to other guns would be cool in zombies, and we did get a lot of them. And then they changed the HE1 launcher. They buffed it to become more useful at stopping hordes of zombies. It'll now have more stock ammo when Pack-a-Punched, and a larger explosion and more overall damage. Okay. It needed that. It didn't. Okay, a couple other things for zombies. Some perk changes and stuff. So that's cool, I guess. Let's see. Just reading for anything very noteworthy to go over. XP earn rates. Address an issue where XP is being awarded to all weapons being used in an assist instead of just the last one. Oh, that's interesting. In Warzone and multiplayer, you get weapon XP for both, and I think it's intentional. But I guess in zombies, that would be easy to cheese. So you'd like do some damage and then clean it up with another gun, and then you're leveling both. I guess. I don't know. I don't feel like that needed to be addressed, but whatever. You will, okay, if two weapons were used in an assist, only the last one used by the players getting the assist will be awarded XP. So you'll still get XP for getting assists when other people kill the zombies, so that's good. Okay, some other things. AFK detection, this is for like backfillers, I guess. Updated visuals on all gobblegums to improve readability, that's good. And some other things. And that's pretty much it for that. So, yeah. Again, we will talk about all of this once we get to our like first impressions section, which is going to be the majority of this episode. I just wanted to go over these patch notes to kind of get acquainted with maybe anything I've missed and talk about things that we kind of don't have a first impression on quite yet. Fun Studios with another gifted sub. Thank you, big dog. Much appreciated. 2 on the day. Bro is fucking him. Thank you, sir. All right, so now
I was out there saying
the Warzone patch notes. Yes. So once again, we're going to do the same thing. Giga skim, and then we will talk first impressions. So a lot of this is kind of redundant. So they talk more about Ricochet, the ping thing again. So that's cool. So in ranked play, I think in Warzone as well, players will need to win 50 match-made multiplayer matches. That's a weird phrase that they didn't need to write, but okay. So yeah, the hit list will be happening soon. It's an event, the battle pass, blah, blah, blah. PlayStation 5 updates, Pro updates. So there you go. All right, so new map, Area 99. So we'll talk about that, but it's here. And then we still have Arikistan and Rebirth Island. So
Rebirth comes in next week with the playlist update.
Yes.
As of now, we just have Area 99. Plunder's in right now too, by the way.
Plunder is in now, yes. So yeah, that's good to know. All right, so the first thing, this is why we're going through the patch notes, because I did notice this, but I would have forgotten to have written it down. Vehicles in Warzone. All new vehicles with improved handling, detailed further below, and a brand new dirt bike for quick rotation. The vehicles feel pretty good, actually, dude. They have triple the torque they used to. So if I get in and slam that pedal down, I'm at top speed inside of like 1 second, actually. So this is quite nice. As far as like turn radius go, obviously it depends on the vehicle, but this is a welcome change. I don't know if the vehicles are quite as good as they were like on launch of Warzone back in 2020. I haven't played that game in a very long time, so I don't really know. But they feel much significantly improved, which is good.
Yeah.
And that was kind of your impression as well, right?
They're really good, but then once you get up to speed and you start trying to turn, it's exactly like they were the last couple of years, which is bad. So again, classic Warzone. Much improved from Warzone 2 and then last year Warzone 3, if you want to call it that, but still just not as good as Warzone 1. They're very fast. The torque is insane. That about matches Warzone 1, but yeah, once you're up to speed, try turning. Used to be able to turn crazy sharp in Warzone 1. You still just can't do that anymore, which obviously is intended. You can hit the handbrake and get the turn, but then you kind of got to wait for that tires to grab some traction and pick up speed again, you know, so. Improved for sure though from last year.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I got to use them more, I guess. But okay, let's see. New loot, lighting and visual improvements to the map with Black Ops 6 technology. We'll get into that.
You are fake news.
Is that coming across really loud for you?
That sounded perfect to me. And it sounded, the volume was fine. And then another thing we will talk about is this next point: audio improvements to in-game sound effects, including footsteps balance tuning. So keep that in mind.
Leave it there.
We'll get into that. So anyway, Rebirth Island, submarine POI will now be 100% uptime. Increased redeploy drone count and spawn rate for balancing later circles. Oh, okay. So more balloons on Rebirth. That'll be interesting. And then rewards for the scanner and weapon trade station have been rebalanced. Okay, cool. So whatever. Modes. BR's here. Resurgence is here. Plunder is in. And then Boot Camp. This mode is a quads-only training mode, allowing players to experience Warzone with up to 20 players. Oh, there are literal bots and 24 bots. Yeah, okay. That explains it.
Yeah. I was like, there's no way these players are that bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because they were really bad, or it was Scummin and Biffle. So that was interesting. That explains it. XP progression is limited, and the mode does not contribute to daily, weekly challenges or include public events or advanced contracts. So it's basically like the match starts at like fourth circle, basically, is what it is. So there are 44 people. The map is quite small. You get one free loadout drop, but then it otherwise plays pretty much the same as regular big map. And we do recommend you guys play this because there are like daily challenges, or excuse me, there are challenges tied to doing it that'll get you XP. So if you're prestiging and you want some XP, this is a very easy way to get some. Mode adjustments. Resurgence. Players will receive, this is a good change, an additional 25% discount in the buy station when you try and buy someone back while the Resurgence timer is still up. This is something we would do in ranked sometimes. So it was trios, Rebirth, and some cheater kills me and kills Cope and then lag, and then I'm last one alive. And they have like 30 seconds left and they're all barreling toward me. If I'm close to a buy, I'll just go to the buy and instantly just buy them back because I know I'm dead inside of 30 seconds. If that happens now, I would get a 25% discount since the Resurgence timer is still up. That's a good change. Not a huge deal, but I like it. Anyway, there you go. So here's a look at the playlist calendar. Yeah, we don't get Rebirth back until November 18th. And then from there, we'll continue to have it. So there you go.
So is it looking like December 5th, maybe? Maybe that's the update date?
That is almost certainly... No, we did not, but that's almost certainly what it is. The 5th or the 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably December 5th, Thursday, December 5th is when we get ranked Battle Royale.
Yes.
Hopefully the footstep audio is perfect by then.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, that'll be Season 1 Reloaded, almost certainly, yeah. So... and yeah, rank play is coming with Season 1 Reloaded. Okay. So yeah, weapons, blueprints, operators, and skins, and the vast majority of the cosmetics from MW 2 and 3 will be available in the BO6 era of Warzone. And then the Warzone leaderboard stats will be reset at launch. They have reset. So the armory's back again. That's to unlock things like if you didn't play for a season and there was a season reward, you can unlock it through the armory. Progression. It's the same. There are indeed exclusive calling cards, Dark Ops challenges, reticles, weapon camos. We'll get into that. And all of the cool unlockable things. I don't know if there are badges, actually. Are there badges?
There are no badges for some reason. I was a little disappointed in that. There are no badges. I did see a full list of the Dark Ops challenges for Warzone. Most of them are not nearly as difficult as the multiplayer and zombies one. Like, let me read you guys a few. Get 3 kills without reloading. Got it.
Okay.
Kill an enemy while riding in a vehicle. Got it.
Okay.
Get 5 headshots with pistols in a match. That one's hard. Kill an enemy with C4 blast trap attached to a vehicle. Meh, you can easily do it if you go for it.
These are obtainable, yeah.
This one's pretty difficult. Perform a finishing move in the gulag. That you essentially... Well, actually, it would work perfect right now because they don't hear anything. So you can sneak up behind somebody or just hope somebody's AFK and do that.
Or get stuns. Yeah, you can do that easily if you get AFK player, yeah.
You know, maybe most of the Dark Ops challenges, even in multiplayer, they're not... Most of them aren't animated, are they? Because for the Warzone Dark Ops calling cards, literally one of them is animated. That's it, just one.
Are you sure? Because it said they make a point to say, quote, animated Dark Ops cards.
Well, I'm watching a video where a guy scrolls through them, and one of them is moving the entire time, and none of the other ones ever move. So maybe it's bugged. I don't know. But get a win without accessing your loadouts. Get a kill in the final circle with a Semtex or drill charge stick. That one's fun. That's
cool. That's cool.
10 kills without firing a gun in a match. That one's pretty hard. You just got to run a bunch of people over. You can do it.
Or melee.
Yeah,
and have 8 stuns because of your munition satchel. Shouldn't be
Complete
that hard.
Complete 5 contracts in a resurgence map. Super easy. Blah blah. There were some other really easy ones.
How is there not like a get 20 kills in a match or something?
So that's what I'm getting to. Win a battle royale game. So you have to win with over 25 elims, not kills, by the way, elims. Which I just realized that as I read that. That's not hard.
I'm pretty sure elims means actual kills because I was getting assists and they were not adding to my kill counter.
Well, you looked at the scoreboard, right? There's literally an elim category. There's elim, kills,
is it separate from kills? Oh,
yes.
Oh, that's super easy.
Elims
then.
is the first category because I think one of the matches I had 8 kills and like 13 elims.
Yeah, I'll just queue with Bay. That's fine.
Yeah, get 5 kills without taking damage.
Maybe Jake. Bay's not available.
And then but they're most of them. Most of them aren't that crazy though. Basically, they're pretty easy. Kill an enemy will hit firing with a sniper rifle. I mean,
if you snipe a lot, that'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
A lot of those things are like they will just happen if you play a lot of Warzone.
That's kind of what I got with this. Yeah, which I'm not a huge fan of because I feel like the multiplayer and zombies ones are not like that. So, it's cool we have Dark Ops challenges, but I do wonder if none of these are animated because that pisses me off like crazy if they're not.
Yeah.
The only one that's animated is the Mastery Camo one.
Oh, dude, speaking of, by the way, actually, Dark Ops challenges reminded me. So there are no nukes in Warzone anymore right now. Is that correct?
Correct.
So they'll probably add Dark Ops calling cards for those. Those will be Dark Ops calling cards, basically. Which I guess is like the same thing as we already had. Back? We don't know for certain, but I mean, I can guarantee it. Yeah. There's no way they're going to like stop doing that. They'll add them. Well, yeah, I think they'll add them. I think they'll add them.
Yeah, maybe. Because when did we first get nukes?
MW2, I believe.
Season 1 of MW2, right? And then they basically never went away. Yeah, what if they're just gone? What if this one of those things where, again, they just don't mention it and it's just gone forever?
I mean, that could also honestly make sense because they have the data. So few people have ever gotten a nuke in Warzone that they're like, is it worth all this effort for like literally 0.1% of the player base? Like, maybe not. I could see them being done with it, yeah, and they wouldn't talk about it if they were. We'll see.
Did they say they removed them? No, but if they were still in the game, there certainly would obviously be like new rewards.
Someone would have gotten a nuke by now. It's been hours. So if they're not in right now, like for sure, unless I missed it, but I'm virtually certain because someone's gotten 5 kills in a row or 5 wins in a row on Resurgence. Swag, hey, by the way, our first game of Area 99. Our literal first game of Area 99, we get 2nd place and lose the match in like the 3rd circle. Guess who kills us? Swag, whatever his friends. Santana, J Smooth.
Apparently J Smooth is the best player in the world. He probably has somebody on his account getting camos for him.
No, dude, I was watching him play multiplayer on Swag stream because they have their little joint account. He's good, dude. He's good. He's been practicing for the last 3 years since I last saw him play the game.
I got hit with the classic Warzone aim assist moment where he pre-stims, slides in, torches me, stops mid-slide, does the backwards jump. I'm fully plated,
slammed really
full
hard.
health. He downs me. He fulls me. I think I hit him. I'm dead serious 1 or maybe 2 times. This is a 5-meter gunfight. He was just moving so fast, I could not do a damn thing. Yeah,
that'll happen.
It was crazy.
But and we'll get into that too. But yeah, Doja in Discord said, "Oh, Raz, I just heard you in the pregame lobby. I'm watching Swag stream," which is fantastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's funny.
So shout out to Doja. A lot of classic reacts on that one, which I'll take. Anyways, so yeah, but still, all of this is actually very cool. This is not something we have written down, so I'll talk about it a little bit, I guess. I don't have much to say, but the calling card challenges. So first of all, the menu is exactly like multiplayer. So you go to like barracks, customize, calling card challenges, and then there's like the blocks. So it's like shit or fuck category. Those are the easy ones. And then it's like veteran, and then it's like grizzled, hardened guy. And then I'm gonna come, whatever. And then it shows all the like what you need to do. All the calling cards look great. They're easy to track. It's awesome.
I'm very excited for those. Yeah.
And the new reticles is great. Yeah. So this is, in terms of bells and whistles, it's very cool. And something else I didn't write down, so I'll talk about it now. The infill thing, great. I will never listen to Graves again. Thank Christ. Unless he's in the campaign or something. Boy. But it won't have been soon enough if I never hear him again. So that's great. And then the exfil thing is pretty cool. You can leave if you get second place immediately, so you're not forced to watch it. Which and then the little winner circles, the winner circle's cool in Warzone too. So all the bells and whistles very much there and awesome. Oh, did I write that down?
Did you write it down, man? Take a peek.
Let me take a peek. Yes, I did. Okay.
Good work.
So camos. Warzone Mastery camos are in. We will talk about them in our first impressions. Combat. New combat, it says. Okay. So body shield is in. Dedicated melee weapon is actually huge.
Yeah, I use it
I've
a
actually
lot.
already gotten used to it from multiplayer by now. And in Warzone, this is just awesome. Like, I love this, dude. I was using this a lot because you move way faster and you have unlimited attack sprint. So you move even more way faster. It's really fantastic. Big fan of this. And then shootable doors. So you can now open a door by shooting it. So if there's some little rat you suspect is camping in there, you can just start banging it and it'll open the door, which I like. Okay. So yeah. Self-revives auto pickup. Very good.
Like when you're downed. Well, downed. So do they even auto pick up if you're not downed?
Oh yeah, okay. While downed, players will now be able to automatically loot self-revive kits that are within close proximity. That's completely insane. I thought this meant if you don't have a self and you run one over, you'll auto pick it up rather than having to loot it even though you don't have one. This has always been a complaint of mine since 2020. No. I'm assuming it means both, honestly. Because it would be insane if you don't auto loot it if you are alive, insane. But only while you're downed. I have never been in close proximity of a self-res while downed in 5 years once. It's never happened.
Here's the thing, though. They're saying you will be able to automatically loot self-revive, because the thing is, when you're downed, you can't choose to loot things. You can't pick it up. So it could be next to you, and you can spam your pickup button, and you can't. So I think this is intended. I don't think you auto pick up.
If you can, in fact, loot.
Dog shit devs. Yeah.
Terrible devs. Yeah.
Completely
Jesus.
Insane.
If that's true, that's completely insane. And I think it is, because I did manually loot a self-revive today. So hey, always auto loot self-revive kits, devs. Why would I not want a self if I don't have one equipped? What are we doing? So change it. But I guess this is cool for the once in a millennium circumstance where this would be relevant. Because once again, in 5 years and thousands of hours of Warzone played, I have never, ever been downed, not have a self, and also there be lootable self by me. Not once. Thousands of hours. It's never happened to anyone,
You've died
probably.
A lot too in Warzone.
Well,
you probably died more than anyone who listens to the podcast.
That's not true.
And anyone you play with.
Live ping duration. The duration of live pings has been reduced from 3 to 2 seconds in order to bring more balance to a combat engagement. I hate live pings. I think they're gimmicky, cheesy, and should be removed. But until they remove them, I will be abusing the fact that it exists. But this is a good start, I guess. So
one of the Warzone calling card challenges, by the way, is live ping enemies. Make sure you guys are live pinging. Little pro tip of the day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had that on the paddle. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Armor plate replacement speed has been increased by 8% to match the fluidity of BO6 Omni-Move.
That's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you play that means 8% faster than multiplayer or 8% faster than the old iteration of Warzone?
These are just Warzone patch notes, so I'm taking it as 8% faster than it was in MW3, but not really sure.
I think I agree. It does feel about that.
So
yeah.
Here's what they don't tell you. You plate 8 seconds faster, but the time it takes to throw down an armor box on the ground, interact with it, the plates to come out, and then you pick those up, has been decreased by about 5,000% because it's very, very slow now. So that's fun. You can plate faster, but you can't interact with the box for a full 3 seconds after you throw it on the ground. Got it.
Yeah.
Terrible game.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway. The time players must wait to give up if they're down has been reduced from 5 to 4 seconds.
Let's go. Which
is cool, I guess. But the reason this is that the interrogation mechanic, they say, is being replaced. It's just gone. I don't know what, it wasn't replaced with something else. You just can't interrogate anymore.
Gone. Interesting.
So I liked the interrogation mechanic. I didn't use it much, but I did sometimes. But in concept, I liked it. The problem with it, though, was that it was very easy to grief with it. You could just keep people down forever if you wanted to. So they just I don't think it's a huge loss to lose it. So that's, I guess, fine. This is a good change. The health at which players will enter the death's door state has been reduced from 50% health to 35% health. This is where you start hearing your own heartbeat, so you can't hear anything else ever anymore, and your whole screen is all red and stuff. That used to happen at 50% health. I didn't know that. That's insane. Now it's at 35%, so you'll have less of that audio and visual pollution, which is a great change. Remove the mechanic entirely. That's the better change. But
I like this a lot. This is something I complain about often. I would honestly, well, for Warzone, 35% is fine, but I would honestly prefer 15%, 10%. I mean, I know I'm getting fried.
0%.
I'm well aware.
I mean, yeah.
So, but yeah, either way, this is a very good change.
And then likewise, the health at which you will leave death's door state once your health starts regenning occurs at 55% rather than 70. So you will be in that state way less now. So you'll get your audio back sooner, a lot sooner, which is really good. This change is due to us wanting to enable players to better hear and see their surroundings when under threat. Yeah, exactly. So that's good. This should honestly be configurable, I think. You should be able to change this to whatever you want. If you feel like you need to know if you're low health, you can keep it on and then set whenever that occurs. But if you play a lot, you'd never want this on. You just turn it off. So whatever. Omni movement is in. Intelligent movement. Shit. Unlimited attack sprint. And then mantle protection. Players will now climb onto thin or high ledges rather than over them to prevent untimely deaths. What?
That's good.
I don't know what this means. What does this mean?
Because I think it's saying, oh wait, no, it's actually doing the opposite of what I thought it was saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I was thinking it had to do with ledge hanging type thing.
I was gonna say, I never want to just ledge hang. I always want to go up.
So players will now climb onto thin. So it's if you're mantling over a wall, instead of just immediately mantling over it and being on the other side of it,
you'll stand on top of the wall.
You'll stand on top of it.
Oh, Oh, I like that then.
I think overall that's better.
I agree.
It sounds like it's better. Kind of just depends how it actually plays out. Because they say a lot of things in these patch notes that are just the exact opposite. So we'll have to.
Well, if you're if you're trying to go past the wall, you'll be jamming your left stick forward. So
jam this.
And then if you're not, you can just. I actually like this change a lot. If that's correct, which I think is what it means. Default tac sprint duration has been increased from 2 to 4 seconds. That's huge also, by the way.
It's nice, yeah.
Double the time.
Yeah.
Some might say double time.
Wow. Yeah, you're right, dude.
Yeah, okay. Landing tuning. The duration of the shock effect when falling from a near-death height has been reduced to 2.1 from 3 seconds. That's good. That's where, like, if you jump from too high, you'll be like giga stunned. And I guess it was 3 Mississippis before. Now that I think about it, it probably was. It was.
That's
really
why Mountaineer
long.
was so good. That was one of the bigger things. You didn't get that shock. Because if you got that shock mid gunfight, guaranteed death.
The minimum fall damage required before the shock effect from landing is now 55%, up from 50%, allowing for slightly higher jumps with less punishment. That's good. Okay. Oh, the zipline thing is in now, so you don't have to do the little trick anymore. You'll basically instantly get on and off of zips now. This is good. And then balloons are fixed in place for the duration of a match. Once a balloon has been eaten by the gas, it will leave the map rather than relocate to give a more consistent experience. That, I think, is good, too. Once I learn where the balloons are, I want to know where they are and not, like, be surprised that those guys have a balloon because it, like, flew in or whatever. I think this is overall pretty good, especially in conjunction with the vehicle improvement change. That's going to mean maybe fewer balloons and more vehicles. And that's nice. Have some variety in how people are moving their characters. Yeah.
You think a lot of changes like this, I kind of wonder if they're doing some of these too in preparation for when we get Verdansk instead. So like Verdansk will probably be the same exact way. Cause maybe that was one of the things they thought about, that they didn't want Verdansk feeling a lot different, which would have been a ton of balloons everywhere. So maybe that's kind of why they're cutting back on that. And they made the vehicle improvements. Cause it's kind of like, the more I think about it, it's almost like they know they have one chance to bring back Verdansk and have the game polished, and that could very well be why we're not getting it right away on launch, because they knew their launch was going to be terrible. They usually are. And then this gives them, 3 months to fix a bunch of things before we get Verdansk back. Because imagine if Verdansk had dropped today, how disappointed we would have been.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, for sure. It was definitely the right play to not do Verdansk on launch, no matter how confident they were. So you could be right. So the backpack is gone. We have the streamlined inventory. We've talked about that. Perks in Warzone are now streamlined. Okay. And then you can, by the way, use prestige unlock tokens on Warzone stuff. You might have to go into the Warzone lobby, but I did check. I used one today. I used a token on Quick Fix, which unlocks at like level 51. So it is possible to do that, but those things do relock. Also keep in mind, I will say this again, absolutely do not ever use an unlock token on a weapon again if you've done that, because between prestiging and getting blueprints from that and getting a blueprint for a gun essentially unlocks it forever for you. So you're not level gated anymore. Between the prestige blueprints you get, so if you get a Val blueprint, then you can use a Val at level 1 after prestiging without using a token on a Val, and you can edit the attachments. So it's like total unlocked as long as you have a blueprint. So between blueprints unlocked from prestiging and now from the battle pass, even the free battle pass, you have so many blueprints, dude. I can use I prestige today, and like literally half of my weapons were immediately usable, even though I was not at the level and I've never used a token on a weapon, because you just get so many blueprints thrown at you. And this is just the start of the battle pass. And I've seen a blueprint on like every page of the battle pass, maybe every other page. There are a ton of weapon blueprints. So do not use a token ever on a weapon. And then the new DLC guns are unlocked in the battle pass, obviously. So you can't use tokens on those, and those will often be meta. So don't ever use a token on a weapon. It doesn't make any sense.
But can you change the attachments?
Yes. I've
really?
confirmed this.
You tried this?
I'm 100% positive, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's insane to ever use a token on a weapon. Then.
Yeah, exactly. There's literally no reason to. It's just such a waste. So yeah, what I've been doing now that I'm like, since I'm like a Warzone main, basically, go into the level
Warzone
thing,
main?
Scroll all the way to the right. I mean, yeah, well, actually, maybe not this season. We'll get into it. Scroll all the way to the right, and then start working my way left and looking for things I want to use all the time in Warzone. First thing I find at the top, quick fix level 51. Once I prestige again, I'll go back and do that again. That's what I would recommend you do. And it's probably going to be equipment or more likely perks or wild cards. So keep that in mind. Oh, another thing, I don't know if we wrote this down. I'm just going to mention it now. The tokens transferred. So you can use all your double XP, double weapon XP, and double battle pass XP tokens that you had stored from last year in Warzone. You can now use those in BO6 multiplayer, BO6 zombies, or obviously in Warzone. So I went from having no tokens to having 100,000 hours of each. So I'll literally never not have double XP again unless I don't want to. So that's great. That's made the game a lot more fun too. So yeah, anyway.
Yeah, when did you prestige? This morning?
Yes.
Yeah, you're already like level 30 or something, I think.
Yes, I am. And I was also like fiddling with settings and not like really playing super hard either.
Yeah, you weren't even using double XP that whole time either.
Yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, it's
the
prestiging
Warzone
is not punishing at all. Like you level up so fast that like it doesn't matter. So yeah. Anyway, so a couple other things here. Lootable perks are in. We've gone over these, so we're not really going to talk about it here. Perks can now be edited in the pre-match lobby. This is huge. I couldn't believe we were not able to do that for all of last year or the year before. I think it's because they were tied to perk packages and you couldn't edit. You could edit the package, but not what was within the package.
Thanks, Infinity Ward, for setting up perk packages like
terrible,
that. Or doing
terrible dev studio. Yeah. So now you can actually change your perks, your entire custom class in the pregame lobby, including like when your deployment begins and whatever. So this is awesome. Here they go over the perks. We've already gone over these, so we're not going to go over them again. Although we will have a couple things to say about some of them. We'll get into that. Wild cards, same thing. Actually, I'll mention this now. The question was gunfighter versus overkill. On Area 99, at least, it would be insane to not run overkill. You do not have the time, or I could maybe even the money, to be buying your secondary weapon on Area 99 Resurgence. It's never happening. And honestly, I had gunfighter equipped first. And well, I equipped 5 attachments to like a Model L. That was like my first game. And then I was like, oh shoot, I should be using gunfighter. So I equipped that wild card. And then I went back to my attachments on my Model L and I was like, I mean, I guess I'll take these 3 things. Didn't really care. Like, didn't really matter that much. So for certain guns especially, it's like, yeah, the play is just overkill. Just so much easier and faster. This is a massive L. We said it before, but we'll say it again now. This should not be a wild card. This should be default, just like it was last year. It's really cringe to make me buy a second weapon or hit a second loadout or
and
whatever. It's dumb. It sucks.
Gunfighter weapons are 6,000 at the buy station, by the way. So if you take gunfighter and then basically have to buy like your second gun or something, you're not getting overkill. Then you're having to go buy your gun and you're spending 6,000 for that gunfighter build.
Oh,
this
okay.
I'm not sure about yet what I think, but it's very annoying not having overkill. They need to just make it default again. Remove this wild card and think of something else.
I agree.
This
100%.
is really dumb. I don't want to have to. It's so annoying. And then at that point, if they remove that, then gunfighter is just obviously the best one. So it's like
So then everyone has gunfighter. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's like back
remove
to Cold
wild
War.
cards. How about that? Let's just do that. Forget it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in that camp unless they add a bunch of cool ones. But right now they've added 4. 2 of them are terrible. One of them is specious, and then one of them is just so convenient that it's very hard to pass up. So, whatever. Anyway, satchels are in. We've talked about them. Armor satchels increase your armor plate carrying capacity since we don't have backpacks anymore from 6 to 12. Spoiler alert, 12 is not enough. Make it more. Excuse me, 12 might be fine. 6 is not enough.
No.
6 is not enough at all. Should probably be 8 by default, and then 14, 15, 16 with a satchel.
6 is not a lot at all.
6 is not enough. You can fully plate twice with without a satchel if you have all your plates. Like, it's insane. That's really bad.
The one game we lost where those guys were all on the hill and we couldn't do anything. We couldn't access the buy because they were on the hill. All 3 of us had 0 plates that entire time. The entire time. Yeah.
Yeah. So the armor capacity needs to be just increased, frankly. And by another thing I'll mention, by the way, the fact that you are much more limited on plates than you were last year makes tempered a lot more attractive of an option.
Yeah, sure does.
I'll have to play a lot more to see how often I'm completely tapping on plates. But if it's a lot, then yeah, tempered's going to help a lot because then you're fully plated with 2. So then you go from being able to full plate 2 times without a satchel to being able to full plate 3 times without a satchel, which is a big deal. So something to keep in mind there. And the Muni Satchel increases your ammo capacity and also your equipment capacity to 4. So without a Muni Satchel, you can have 2 stun grenades. With a Muni Satchel, you can have 4 stun grenades.
Yikes.
And this is apparently pretty cringe. I did not run into this myself, but people are stunning and flashing all over the place. And by the way, I'm going to write this down so I don't forget. Hold on. Okay. I've written it down.
Yep.
So yeah, I like the increased ammo capacity since we don't have backpacks anymore. I think that's cool. I do not like the increased equipment capacity from 2 to 4. That should either not be a thing at all, or it should be from like 2 to 3. Because getting stunned, or remove stuns and flashbangs. Because getting stunned 4 times in a row in Warzone will really grind my gears lots. And it will be happening, and I will hate it. I was watching Swag while I was eating this afternoon, and he was in a party with like Booyah, I think it was, and he's like, dude, these fucking flash grenades, they're so OP. I'm actually going to start running them. They're so good. They're so good. He was just getting slammed. Really cringe. And by the way, what's 4 times 4? 16. Got it. That's a 4 stack. Fun. It's not. So anyway, equipment, available equipment. We've gone over all this. Nothing to really say. We did have a question about this, so I'm going to read these. Throwing knife. Retrievable knife that is lethal on impact to unarmored targets or on armored targets to the head. Okay. And then what about combat axe? Retrievable axe that is lethal on impact to unarmored targets and it bounces off surfaces. There's your difference. Because we were wondering why have both if they're going to function in exactly the same way. Now we know they won't function in the same way. Throwing knife has a 1-shot capacity on a fully plated target, but it can't bounce, I guess. Whereas combat axes can bounce, but you can't 1-shot someone fully plated. I think this is virtually a distinction without a difference. I'm never throwing kniving people's heads, nor am I bouncing combat axes or throwing knives ever in Warzone. So
yeah, it's insane. Use
whatever you think is cool, I guess. I would actually just use a combat axe. So if you miss your, so if you miss your thirst on someone, but you're in like a tight building on Resurgence, which is where you're likely using this, you might get lucky and it bounce and hits some other guy who's weak and down him also. That would be my recommendation. So I also don't know how quickly these come out of your hand. I'm assuming at the same speed, but if one comes out faster, then that's obviously the best one. Tactical equipment. We've gone over all these. Surprisingly, people seem to be using stims instead of smokes right now.
Stims are very good.
They are very good, but this is also like Area 99 unranked gameplay. I think if you're really happy that, oh, we're back to a stim meta, trust me, we're not. It's going to be right back to a smoke meta when ranked comes out 100%. So
yeah, I haven't
don't be
actually
excited.
used a smoke yet, so I don't know how good they are, but
They're very
stims are
good.
just fun, and they kind of always have been. That's the
True.
thing. Like it's really no different now than it was last year. You still get that movement speed boost, but they're fun to mess around with for a little bit.
Yeah, they're fun.
Right, we'll be going back to smokes.
On big map, yeah, 1000%. So anyway, equipment adjustments. The maximum number of lethal and tacticals that can be planted at the same time has been increased to 3, up from 2. So now, if 2 blast traps weren't enough to cover this door, which would kill someone even if they had EOD, by the way, and were fully plated, you can now have 3 blast traps. Got it. Why? Why do we need this? I do not want to run into a room with 3 blast traps instead of 2. This pisses me off, but whatever. So anyway,
My internet might be taking it, or maybe I'm fine now.
Oh yeah, it is your internet, isn't it?
I don't know. You sound robotic for me, but nobody in stream saying anything, so I'm
You sound robotic to me. And your webcam looks super chalked. Yeah, it's you.
Yeah.
It's you. Anyway, hopefully it fixes itself. They also did some balance to equipment. I'm not going to read any of this.
Yeah, I don't care. It changed a lot of things.
Yeah, whatever. And then kill streaks in Warzone are game-changing tools. So the care package, we'll talk about these right now, I guess. Call in a care package that will provide several random items, including kill streaks, legendary or greater weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like gunfighter weapons, I guess. Lootable perks and field upgrades. We actually called one of these today, and it was pretty good. How much did it cost, by the way?
$6K, I think, but we had a lot of money. So I threw the care package, and we got a napalm strike out of it. We got a perk. I think we got a box. We got a couple weapons. It's one of those things where what you get for 6,000 is worth the money, but it's just RNG, you know?
Yes.
Because it's like you could just buy a UAV or something, but instead I'm rolling the dice and seeing what I get. But if you find them on just ground loot, they're nice to have. But I don't think there's really a world where you should ever be going to a buy station to purchase a care package to just randomly see what loot you get.
That's exactly.
But, we had a ton of money at the time. That's why, we all had like 20K. So I'm like, let's just buy one and test it. And it was nice to test, but I'm not gonna do this often at all.
I'll never do it again. Yeah, you're right. I'd rather just buy. The only time I might buy this is we have so much money that we can pop 3 UAVs for an advanced, and then also hold 3 UAVs, and then have so much money left over that because you can't stow extra streaks in your backpack, where at that point you're like, all right, I'm just going to bang out a care package because maybe we'll get foresight or something. That's the only scenario where I'm using this, or if I randomly find it, obviously I'm going to use it. Because you do get more than $6,000 worth of items. It's just a lot of them you're not going to care about. Because oh, cool, there's an orange AK. I have my loadout. I don't care about this. And it's like, oh, cool, there's a self-revive. Okay, well, if you have enough money to buy a care package, I'm just going to buy a self-revive. I'm not going to buy a care package. So it's really kind of a luxury item, honestly. But it's cool. And also, by the way, it comes in very quickly and it opens very quickly. You throw that bitch down and I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
2 or 3 seconds later, you can open it.
Yeah. I actually didn't notice or pay attention to how it came in. If it flew over in a drone, if it just spawned midair.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. It was really fast.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the SAM turret can even shoot this down. So anyway, Napalm Strike was another thing we had a question about, and I can confirm. I watched Swag use it today. It's exactly like a PA, basically. So you call it in, or when you activate it, you pull out binoculars, you pick where you launch them, just like a PA, and then it comes in on a random path that is the exact same size as a PA path, and it does have the minimap indicator, just like PAs do, which is good. I guess the only difference is that it leaves fire on the ground. So it is better than a PA strictly. But it's probably also cost more money to
I never saw one. I heard it because they've kind of did, at least I was playing Plunder to kind of test some things, and it seems like they did the Fortune's Keep special. I don't know if it was just related to Plunder or Big Map or all the modes, but I noticed it first in Plunder. Any streak or anything that's happening on the map, the announcer tells you.
Yeah.
Enemy SAM turret, enemy sentry turret, enemy UAV. I heard all of it, and I was in one corner of the map with not a lot of people around. So I was like hearing like napalm strikes go off and stuff too, but I never actually saw one.
Yeah. Yeah, so
but that's fun and exciting that the announcer's blabbing again.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So anyway, SAM turrets are in. I have not seen or been affected by this at all. It says an automated turret that scans for and attacks enemy aerial vehicles within range.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put one down and just stare at it, see what it does for a little bit. Watch it, you know.
Now, yeah, okay. Now that I've like played Warzone again and seen how fast PAs come in, by the way, I'm almost positive these will not like counter a PA or napalm strike. I think these are only going to be shooting down UAVs and counter UAVs. I think that's all. Honestly, not 100%, but I'm pretty confident in saying that. And then sentries,
dude,
I did
throw it
see...
on a truck, drive around with a SAM turret on it.
That's funny. Yeah, actually, that'd be cool. In the back, that'd be dope. Anyway. Sentry turrets are in. They are exactly like multiplayer sentry turrets. So they have like a huge open bolt delay, and they only shoot in front of them. So if someone just gets behind it, they'll just shoot it with impunity and destroy it. So they're not very good, but I'm totally fine with that. That's pretty much it for that. The advanced UAV now uses a wipe effect that scans across the attack map from left to right, rather than the circular ping originating at the player. We adjusted this visual to better differentiate between when a UAV or advanced UAV is active. This serves to assist in areas such as calling in 3 UAVs to activate an advanced version.
I thought they said something on Twitter about advanced UAVs. I'm looking for it.
Say this.
I swear I saw them say something. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe I'm just insane. I could just be insane.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Either way, I guess this is cool. I don't know. Not a huge deal either way. Similar to the Predator missile from Modern Warfare, the trophy system will now cause the bunker buster to detonate midair, stopping it from penetrating the building. The explosion damage is reduced, and the gas will unfortunately unload at the location it was destroyed. Like all projectiles, the trophy must have line of sight. So
it's only good if it's on the roof.
Only good if it's on the roof, and even then you're still going to have to deal with the annoying gas because a bunker buster comes in straight vertically, so the gas will be deployed exactly where it always would have been. So
yes, that's true. I was going to say, well, they say it deploys where it was destroyed, but yeah.
Which makes, I don't even know why they bothered saying that, so whatever.
Unless somehow before the missile technically went all the way to like the ground, you just don't see it and it goes through the building, who knows? Because that is kind of the way they word it. It makes it sound like if you're at the bottom
That's why I was confused,
gas anymore. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. So, I guess we'll see, but whatever. Okay, some new field upgrades or available field upgrades. Not really going over any of these. Yeah. Too many. I can say that. We don't need all these. We don't need all these. So, okay. Anyway. Heartbeats were buffed? Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh, up to 15 meters. Ooh, we might be back. Warzone with heartbeats again, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay.
So whatever.
It's a field upgrade. Never mind. I was gonna say that'd be good. It would help with the potential stun spam, but yeah, they're field upgrades.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great change. Munibox now grants 3 clips of every ammo type rather than only refilling your primary and secondary weapon ammo types. This is fantastic. Because if you find a Muni early game and you have to like hold it until you all hit your loadout so that you get the right type of ammo, now I can just bang it out and not have to wait. That's really nice, actually. I like this a lot.
Because we did that earlier. We were throwing them after we got loadout. Because I would find Munis and I wouldn't throw it because that's just engraved in my brain now to not do it that way.
Still probably worth doing it that way for your tacticals and lethals, unfortunately, but there's no way they can change that. So I think this is cool. Let's see. This is another good one. Personal redeploy drone. This is like the little quadcopter you like grab onto and then launch yourself up. It deploys 50% faster. You can fire when you're using it now.
Ooh.
And there's standardized height across the different maps. I don't know what that means. Maybe that means it'll go to different distances depending on what map you're on. So like on Area 99, you won't go as high as you will on Urzikstan. I think that would probably be a good change.
Isn't it saying it's standardized now and it wasn't before? Standardized height.
That might be what they mean. That might be what they mean, yeah. So I guess it depends where they standardized it then. Yeah.
Deploying 50% faster is nice though. I did use one earlier and I didn't use them a ton, but I did think it was a little bit faster, but I didn't realize they actually sped that up.
Yeah.
Because they were annoying before. So you press the button and felt like 2 seconds to finally start getting off the ground.
Okay, next one. Reinforcement flare. So flares. 30% faster to use. Okay. I guess that's fine. They were kind of slow before.
They were annoying,
but
yeah.
They're also a cheesy item.
Cheesy,
Trophy system will now counter 5 things instead of 3. This is a good change because now there's more lethals and tacticals people can throw. So that's smart. Weapons. They write a lot of big and also intimidating words, most of which I will not be reading.
Section, and that's just the introduction. Wow.
So they changed a lot of damage values, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then with the integration of BO6, we also have new tuning options for weapons that weren't previously available, allowing us to adjust aspects like handling, mag sizes, recoil, and more. For instance, while the AS Val has a default mag of 20 in multiplayer, it is 30 in Warzone. So this is good. They have done this before in Cold War, and they're doing it again, which I like. Our goal is to make, more words. Additionally,
I think the second paragraph had something, did it? Oh, I think they're kind of just saying how multiplayer and Warzone builds are different. So they said at launch, BO6 weapons in Warzone will share similar values to their multiplayer counterparts, such as ADS, speed, sprint, fire, and recoil. However, damage profile for a number of weapons have been modified to establish a baseline for Warzone. We encourage new and returning players to study their favorite weapon details in Gunsmith. This is also probably a big reason why literally, and I mean literally, not one of the guns that anyone thought could potentially be meta is meta. And in fact, the guns that were horrific for the most part in multiplayer are very good in Warzone. Like everyone's using the British AR, the GPR, I think it's called. That seems to be the meta. I tried it. I honestly thought the AK felt better, but I don't know. True Game Data said he already got all the stats. They'll be up soon, so we'll have to take a peek. But like the Asval is supposedly just horrific.
Yeah, so, which makes sense.
And C9 too doesn't even. C9 seems like maybe like the number 3 or 4.
Yeah. Dusty with the $2 super chat. Look at what Charlie Intel posted about paid audio. We will now take a look at that, and by we I mean Tanner.
He just said they really made the audio worse, and the paid audio is actually better and really good, supposedly.
Oh, really? In Warzone?
Supposedly, the paid audio profile in Warzone makes a massive difference in hearing footsteps. If that's the case, $30, we'll be seeing you later.
Yeah, I got to try that then, I guess. I actually might have already had it on because I did buy it on launch and then they took it away. So I don't know if I turned it back on or not.
Oh. Okay.
But I'll try turning that on. We'll get back to you guys on that. By the way, Fingerboard Workshop, a lot of this is not worth reading. I mean, you can read it yourself if you want, but I'm not reading all this. We're not reading all this. We're hitting the important parts. Our goal is to make weapon adjustments faster to keep the available selection dynamic and engaging without making any weapons feel obsolete. What did we learn? What are we doing? This is too many words. It's too many words. I can't read.
Come on, man. They're talking.
Additionally,
they're yapping to us. Come on.
Some of this is worth reading.
You're gonna miss this in 2026 in the Infinity Ward. You remember that. You remember this moment.
You're not wrong, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna read it aloud like I'm a 5th grader to you guys, because that's boring. All bolt action snipers and pump action shotguns, while ADS'd from MW2, MW3, and BO6, will have a one-shot headshot potential within their respective max damage ranges. I'm assuming they mean while someone's fully plated, although they don't mention that. Additionally, in order to incentivize intentional aim, all shotguns will fire 5 pellets while ADSing versus 4 when fired from the hip.
That is interesting.
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I like this change a lot because the problem with shotguns in Warzone is they're either way too good or completely terrible. And if they're too good, it's because they have a solid time to kill, but they're way easier to use than SMGs since you don't have to be as precise and you just hip fire them. So how do you balance shotguns? Well, you kind of want to make them ADS only so that they don't have that advantage of not having to aim over like a sub, all other things being equal. So how do you incentivize ADSing? If it fires an extra pellet, that's a pretty smart way to do it, actually.
That is. I like that. And then Bolties all one shot down to the head as well with their max damage range. So supposedly they decrease the max damage range of most of them to less. So a lot of these bolt action snipers are like 30 or so. But hey, that's fine. You know, you can build quick little builds, use them in fun ways like that. I like that as well. So, and snipers, I was using the LR, I think one of the ground loot ones. It actually felt good. So sniping might be viable right now while not being broken like we had with the card last year for a little bit.
I will say also, yes, and it says within their max damage range, so you can see exactly where your sniper or shotgun is going to one-shot to the head just in the gunsmith, which will change depending on what attachments you add. Those values are probably wrong right now, as Exclusive Ace pointed out, but they're going to get those correct pretty soon here, especially because he's going to be doing videos on it. So that's going to be a really nice quality of life feature. And we're going to have one-shot snipers right away, but they're not going to be at infinite damage range, except for some of them. This is perfect. I complained about this a lot last year because that was not possible until like the car, like season 4 or something insane. So really glad they're doing this on launch, even though I'll never snipe again because I'm on controller. This is a good change. And then they say, we want players to feel that weapons from MW2 and 3 continue to remain solid, viable choices in Warzone. We'll continue to improve legacy weapons and attachments throughout the coming year to further support this vision.
He's done it. True Game Data's live. I'm going to take a quick little peek at ARs, see how the time to kill's looking. Yes, people were wrong. The Asval is actually very good. Everyone is wrong.
It's probably not good far. It has a lot of recoil in multiplayer even. So in Warzone, it would probably be insane.
Actually the fastest at range too, but yeah, it's going to be that recoil. But up close. Okay, so let's say we set TG to combo. I got the AK-74, the GPR, the Asval, the Krig, and the Model L. Just toss those on there. The fastest killing AR at close range is 736 milliseconds.
That's way too fast. Oh, close range.
Close range.
Okay, yeah.
And then long range were... So the time to kill seems virtually the same as last year.
I was going to say, yeah,
AK long range, AK long range, 66 meters, you're at, well, that's when its cutoff is. So AK around like 60 meters is like 910 milliseconds. So that seems the same. And AK does seem very good, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
These all seem very viable, actually. Model L is the worst by far.
How does it put a DTIR on there? One thing I luckily didn't see today.
He doesn't have him in Warzone right now.
Got it. Sure.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. And then let me take a quick look at SMGs before we move on. I'll just throw a few of these in here. SMGs are looking
Charlie
like
Robinson.
Jackal PDW, the fastest up close by a lot. We're looking at about 616 milliseconds. Second best is C9 at almost 660. So Jackal is the best by far.
Probably.
Tonto's terrible. KSV's bad. PP19's bad. The SOG isn't very good. Jackal PDW, that's what you guys should be running.
Okay, there you go. Unless the handling is really different in Warzone, then yeah. Which is crazy because that gun is horrific in multiplayer, in my opinion.
It sure is.
But anyway. One thing I totally spaced and forgot to check this, but I had talked about this. I don't know if it might have been on Patreon. I think it was on Patreon, but like the Super E, you can put on a jack, like a bunch of attachments in slot, like to increase. So you can increase your movement speed with an MW3 SMG by changing the barrel, for example. That is literally not possible on any BO6 weapons because none of the BO6 barrels for any gun, including SMGs, will increase your movement speed. So I'm very curious, if I launch the game right now and I go to Warzone and I equip a Super E, will the short barrel still increase my movement speed?
Why don't we read
on the
a
Super
couple
E?
more little parts down here? Because they talk about that exact thing.
Okay, good.
Two
Perfect.
segments from now.
Okay, cool. So anyway, BO6 weapons have a unique Warzone damage profile, blah, blah, blah. They've changed some attachments to function differently in Warzone. CHF barrel now grants an increased neck multiplier rather than a head multiplier. For snipers and shotguns, the CHF barrel now provides increased leg modifiers instead of arm modifiers. I do not understand this change at all. I don't get it. One bit. Oh! I get it for snipers, actually. No, never mind. Yes, no, I don't get it. Why would an AR that does more headshot damage barrel in multiplayer need to be neck instead?
I don't fully understand that.
I literally do not understand this at all.
Yeah. You would almost think they would just do it so it's a head and a neck multiplier, if anything.
Exactly.
I don't
yes.
understand it whatsoever. Yeah.
Because who's going to be aiming at necks? Like, why would I equip this and then try to aim at people's necks? What? You either go for headshots or you don't. Like, what are we? This is very weird. Yeah. So, I don't know. Okay. And then, whatever. Flip mag. The magazine capacity penalty from multiplayer has been removed. In Warzone, flip mags match the base weapon's ammo capacity.
You know what, buddy? This might be meta.
Yes, it is. However, one question. Flip mag 1 will take my mag from 30 to 25 rounds in multiplayer. Flip mag 2 will have an even faster reload speed, but it'll instead take my mag size from 30 to 20. So in Warzone, what will be the difference between flip mag 1 and 2 if there are no cons? Is it literally just always use the best flip mag?
Yeah, I wonder.
So that's a question I have, but that's easy to check. So
there is no other way on the BO6 guns to reload more faster.
Quickly. Yeah,
because of it's not tied to like sleight of hand. So the only way you can do it is flip mag. So the reload speed on the extended mags on a lot of the guns is very slow, so much that flip mags might be meta instead for a lot of these.
Yeah,
so we'll have to see how that.
I would say flip mags probably for subs. But I think I need all my rounds for my long range guns, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to be meta.
Today. I was using extended mags the whole time.
I didn't even think to. Yeah, because I didn't know this.
Reload speed isn't great at times. And then rapid fire
was ruined. Yeah.
Yeah. Rapid fire now applies a base damage penalty. So, and with greater penalties to bullet velocity and range. So it's really bad. Like It was one of the guns Cope
It's
was
so
looking at running
stupid.
rapid fire on. I was like, no, don't do that. It cut the max damage range on, I think, from 11 meters to what was it, like 4? 5? It was basically, it cut it in half, the first damage range. So rapid fire is completely
Damage
terrible.
range and base damage. So even if you're within the first damage range either way, you're just doing less damage. This is so stupid. This is going to be where it's very helpful to use true game data. So I'll put rapid fire in that website and compare it to not having it and see how the time to kill changes. Because it's still probably going to kill faster in its first damage range because you're firing more bullets even though they aren't doing as much damage. But the question is going to be how much faster. This is almost certainly never going to be worth running though. So why even add it to the game? Like, I don't know, whatever. I thought it was a dumb attachment from the get. So whatever. Okay. MW 2 and 3 weapons. A visual recoil reduction pass has been applied to MW 2 weapons, enhancing their feel and control while shooting. Great change.
MW 2 weapons, by the way, guys.
We are still fixing Infinity Ward mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Meanwhile, literally right this second, some dev is working on the gunplay for their next game, which has more visual recoil than what they've now reduced their guns to in Warzone 4. They're still fixing their mistakes 2 years later. Yeah. Wilson Dev is making the same disaster again.
Yeah, they're currently
some guy's paying
alpha
right now
to
give us a worse multiplayer experience 2 years from now. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah,
keep that in the back of your little head.
Snorting lines of blow and saying, what if this attachment didn't let you ADS at all?
Yeah.
I hate them so. I hate Infinity Ward. Firebomb them. That's a joke. Someone else. Anyway, that's a joke. Okay. Barrel and stock attachments from MW2 have also had their penalties reduced. Additionally, significant balancing pass has been completed for underbarrel and muzzle attachments from both MW2 and 3. All cons have been removed from these attachments, just like in BO6, meaning they now only provide stat boosts with each subcategory of underbarrels and muzzles functioning identically except for cosmetic differences.
Oh, that's, yeah. Remember, I kind of said that because at one point, one of the pods, I don't know if it was about BO6, we were talking about that and like, well, what's the point of all these attachments if they only give you like pros? And I was like, I mean, I guess make your guns look a little different. It seems insane. But at this point, now that these guns for MW2 and MW3 have 50 underbarrels, it literally just basically comes down to what you want your gun to look like. I've got that. That's cool, man.
So, by the way, they will not function identically. They're gonna miss some lots. So one underbarrel that's the gunsmith tells you does exactly the same thing as another one. That's not going to be true. I can almost guarantee you that's going to happen. I can almost guarantee it. So just remove them in Warzone. Just honestly, like, I don't know, whatever.
I've been hearing some rumblings that they're pretty damn good.
What's pretty good?
A lot of the older guns, like MW2 guns, are meta again.
Yay!
Breadman tweeted that.
Oh, I missed the DCIR.
Breadman tweeted that the single fire RAL is back. Because remember how they nerfed it a million times? He said it's back to pre-nerf.
No.
1600 millisecond velocity, and you're just tapping people from across the map, basically.
They'll fix that stuff quickly, fortunately. But yeah, I mean, just... Don't give me these guns at all, man. Just, we're done. We're done. It was a great year of Warzone. Let's start fresh. Well, maybe let's not. We'll get into it. Amp attachments, so aftermarket parts in these slots, retain their unique functionality and balancing. That's cool. Another thing I didn't check, you can put like a Jack BFB on a BO6 gun, right?
No.
BO6
guns, you can only use BO6. I don't think any of them are shared at all, yeah.
Interesting.
It's just the MW2 and MW3, and then the BO6 ones are separate. I'm pretty sure anyone in chat can confirm, but I thought I saw that somewhere, and then also, I mean, we were going through and building guns. Where would the menu have been to select other attachments? Unless it was like another category. But I'm pretty sure you can't put those attachments on BO6 guns.
Okay. So again, they say all cons have been removed from underbarrel and muzzle attachments, but they don't say, oh, the Jack Slash, I guess, is an aftermarket part. But still, like the Jack Slash gives you increased movement speed. But I guess the Ranger foregrip does too, which is a BO6 underbarrel. Okay. So I guess for like a supery short barrel, it's going to function like the current short barrels do in BO6. So it's not going to increase your movement speed anymore. It's going to increase your jumping, like sprint to fire and aim down sight time, which is what short barrels do in BO6 multiplayer now. So that does answer my question. Okay. Okay, that's good then. That's good, because I was concerned about that. Okay. And then they describe what each attachment does. I'm not going to read this. There you go. Global weapon builds are in. Great change. We already know about them. New weapons. The Krieg C. Haven't used it yet. Too early to say.
According to my charts, it's about as good as all the other ARs.
Got it.
The charts that I came up with.
Classic. And then the SOG submachine gun. Have used this. This is busted OP in multiplayer, and I'm dead serious. It is easily the best gun in BO6 multiplayer right now, and it's not close. So use it if you want to do well. But in Warzone, I guess it's apparently not that good. That's what you were saying.
Not according to my charts.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay. Got it.
And
then the other new weapons are coming in season, and we'll talk about them when they come out. New attachments, again, we'll talk about those later. Dragon's Breath is here. I haven't seen it yet. Whatever. And then weapon adjustments.
To a haymaker, by the way, with Dragon's Breath.
Okay. The following weapon adjustments are strictly limited to MW2 and 3 weapons. It's a lot. Further patch notes for weapons will follow the table format introduced with the launch of BO6. And you can click to hide or show. And it is a lot. So I will not be reading these, much to the dismay of one person. But
wow. I didn't know this was in here.
It is a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Let's see. Is the MCW finally good?
Let's look for a massive DTR nerf.
They nerfed the MCW, by the way.
Got it. Got it.
Oh no. DTIR, yeah.
DTR was
Maximum
nerfed a lot, actually.
Decreased. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, they gutted it. Not my boy.
Yeah. So, whatever. Yeah, super not reading all those, but I just wish they would remove them, because I'm going to be really annoyed if like attack V and HRM are like meta again. Like, dude, I'm so done with these guns. Please let me use new things.
Well,
but whatever.
Since the attachments are similar to BO6 guns now and the way they perform,
That's
I'm
true.
actually
Really
open
feel
to
like
it.
a
I'm
new
actually
gun,
kind
yeah.
of interested in trying some of them now.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll actually see that, because it'll kind of if they just feel in line with the BO6 guns, then I think I'm okay with it.
Yeah. We'll see.
I mean, I would actually like to run a lot of the MW2 guns if it doesn't have the visual recoil and all that crap now. Might be kind of fun. Because some of the guns were cool, they were just unusable. Might be different, Use the old RPK.
It's just, it doesn't matter, because there's going to be a meta gun and then everyone's going to use it. So, like, does it really matter what game it comes from? I don't know. Whatever. I guess you're right. Whatever. I don't care. Next is loot. They added BO6 stuff to it. Got it. Do they say what perks? Okay, so here are the ground loot perks for this season, by the way, or for this update. Grenadier, Combat Tracker, Dexterity, and Cold-Blooded. And then the 2 loot-only perks, Irradiated and Shrouded. You find perks fairly commonly. So if you were like on the fence about running Dexterity or something else, run something else, because you might find Dexterity in-game. Something to keep in mind. Okay. Cluster mines are not in ground loot anymore. Mosquito drones, Guardians, and bomb drones. That's fantastic. I love never seeing those again, hopefully.
Well, cluster mine's not in because it's the new version, which is better. Oh, no, cluster mine is the ground one. Never mind. I was thinking the cluster strike. Yeah. That's nice though, not having cluster mines. Actually, that's
Thank
very
God.
nice.
All
That's
of
the biggest
those,
one.
all of those, I do not want in the game. Yeah, so that's fantastic. I wonder if the Guardian on the minimap is still in Old Town. By the way,
Oh man, you know what?
imagine
it
if the
probably
item's
is
gone
because
and that item is.
they
still
reverted it to day one, and it was in there literally day one of the Warzone.
day one
Kazakhstan
and the
update.
final day of season 6 also. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll have to go over there, see if it's still there.
Activision.
God, that would be so funny.
That would be hilarious. Yeah. Oh, redeploy tokens are also gone
Yeah.
from ground and supply box loot. I got a supply token today. Oh, I'm thinking of Gulag entry kits. What is a redeploy token? What is that? Redeploy pack?
I took this as Gulag tokens too. I didn't see a Gulag token when we played. You saw them?
Yes.
We didn't play for that long, but I personally didn't
on
see one.
Urzikstan? Or did I just buy it? Maybe I just bought it actually, but they're still buyable. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Really?
Yes, 100%. I definitely bought one, and then I won the Gulag.
Yes, because you get a Gulag token from most wanted contracts.
Okay.
According to searching in this.
Loot distribution system will now create further space for larger items as they are dropped to the ground to avoid overlapping loot. Very good change. And I did notice this actually. So when I killed like a player and they dropped their little perk package, it's like in a toolbox, which is weird. But because the toolbox is kind of bigger, there was nothing like on top of it. Like loot wasn't all on the same pixel, which is fantastic. So
yeah,
big fan of this.
that was noticeable. I did actually notice that the loot is easier.
That was noticeable. Yeah, that's a great change. Buy station inventory and prices have had slight adjustments. Didn't notice the price adjustments, but yeah, there's different stuff you can buy. Weapons now have rarity outlines to help players better evaluate the options at their disposal throughout a match. They're all very obvious outlines, and this is a good change. Mm-hmm. You can very clearly see what rarity a gun is from far away, so this is cool. Okay, moving on from that. Available contracts. So we got bounties, big game bounties, the usual stuff. Spy drone contracts. Oh yeah, spy drones. Oh, I guess spy drones are in... Were spy drones always on Urzikstan? I think they were. I just never did them. I did them a lot on Rebirth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they came later. I don't remember actually. I don't know.
Yeah. And then whatever. Elite contracts are in right away, which is cool. So they're just giga contracts of the same thing. Bounties. Completing the contract now includes finishing downed targets you didn't down yourself. Oh, that's hilarious. So if Tanner is my bounty and then some guy downs Tanner, but I get the thirst, I get my contract completed. Never really going to be relevant, but that is kind of funny. Actually could be relevant in Resurgence because gunfights are so close.
Completing the contract now includes finishing down targets you didn't down. Oh yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Bounty contracts should no longer start without a valid target. Okay, good. Poached end state now counts as a contract failure for challenge tracking.
Oh, that's too bad, man. I'm a failure.
Got it. So remove the redeploy token from the most wanted reward crate in solos. So only in solos. And then for scavs, the primary reward is now an armor plate carrier. Just like the old days. Good. Yeah. So then we got some public events that can happen. Recon flyover can happen still.
That's fun. I really want that.
Yeah, I'm pretty over it. Pretty over this dumb, goofy, shit.
You know what they probably don't put in here that we should mention now is the squad assemble is still in. So you can get that squad assemble.
Good comms.
Wait, but do you even get money for it? I didn't look at that. I just know it popped up and we got the XP.
You get XP? I actually don't know if you get money. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume you do, but you never know. You also get 500 XP for marking something on the map, so who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on, I'm looking at something.
I'm scrolling to look for anything good.
Okay, yeah. Anyway.
A lot of this doesn't matter. It's talking about... This might be about it for the patch notes.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. One of the public events is a squad... Oh. So, Garrett, this is loadouts. Okay, never mind. Yeah, loadouts drop. Okay.
Loadout drop, yeah.
Yeah. I thought they changed the public event.
Are still in there. Locked and loaded, go again. Climb and punishment. There are operators. They added new ones from BO6, actually. I'm not sure if you knew that, but they did.
They did.
So
I couldn't find Black Noir, by the way, the operator.
I hope it's gone forever and you can never find it.
Probably.
They improved the models on the vehicles, improved the camera, improved vehicle lights and exhaust. Ooh, dynamic vehicle death and explosion reactions. Cool, man. Okay, so helicopters I do want to try. Because supposedly they altered helicopters. Haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know if it's
I haven't
close
gotten
to
in
Warzone
one yet.
1.
Probably though. Improved natural physics, camera, procedural character laning. Okay. Interesting. The firing range exists.
Yep.
They made some changes. I'm not reading these. Emotes and sprays. Exfil.
Default health of the dummies is 150, so it must be the same in the game.
Correct, yeah.
150 health in the
Okay, so it is 300, which is good. Okay. The exfil sequence duration has been reduced with a larger focus on the winning squad. Players can now swap between their own squad and the winning squad, showing off accolades and player stats. That's actually neat. I like that. Is. So if you never win and you don't know what the game told you did well, like supplier or sniper or whatever, now you can look at that even if you get 30th place, which you normally do. There's a new progression overview screen focused on player choice experience. I don't know what that means. Okay, so UI is the next section here.
It's good. It's better.
Yeah, the UI is good. We're not really going to read most of this here. I'm just skimming for anything relevant. Oh, this is cool. In BR, if you wipe a squad, the message will now display sent to Gulag if the defeated team has one or more members going to the Gulag. So if you see sent to Gulag, you might be like, all right, these guys might try and land back on their stuff. Whereas if you see not that, I guess, you just see squad wipe, then you can stop camping it if you're like into that or something. It's nice to have that intel. I think that's cool. Eliminating an enemy player now displays their calling card in the bottom center of the UI. Huge. I can actually see other people's calling cards in the game.
You can use that Terminus calling card you got.
I could. I have a lot of rare calling cards that other people don't have, including Brutal, the most embarrassing calling card you can run. Got it.
You need to run that.
I am running it.
Okay.
I have it on, yeah. It's so embarrassing to run it, but I'm running it. Anyway. Aim assist settings. Numerous aim assist settings have been changed, including but not limited to the addition of minimum aim assist distance. Oh, I'm literally booting my game now to change this before I forget. That's insane. The defaults better be perfect. Why would I want less aim assist ever? And then max turn clamp speed, which I know what that means, by the way. I know exactly what that means, in fact. Did you know what that means too?
I definitely know what max turn clamp speed means when it comes to aim assist settings in Black Ops 6 Warzone, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing that you don't.
Minimum aim assist distance. Yeah, you guys are going to hear my game for a second. So
loot can no longer be pinged from more than 40 meters away for improved legibility during combat. I'm not sure I like that because sometimes I want to ping. Oh, it's just loot, I guess, so it doesn't really matter.
It's just loot. Yeah, that's fine. Okay,
they scale live pings. They change live pings. I didn't notice that. But I also didn't notice like the ping being in front of their head and making it hard to hit headshots, so I assume it's fine. A lot of HUD, yeah. Yeah, the UI and HUD was much improved, basically. That's the TLDR on that. Let's go on to audio. Doesn't matter, it's horrendous. Proximity chat radius has been reduced from 55 meters to 45. Well, guess what? You hear people 300 meters away, so that doesn't matter right now.
I am not seeing this aim assist setting. What does it say? Minimum aim assist distance?
Are you sure it's an actual setting?
It's under aim assist settings.
They altered. Yeah, but they're idiots. Maybe they just altered things. Numerous aim assist settings have been changed.
You're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right.
Including but not limited to the addition of minimum. Well, it does say to the addition of minimum aim assist distance and max turn clamp speeds. I don't know. They don't even know.
Yeah. By the way, I do have the personalized pay to win audio. I've had it enabled this whole time, so it is not pay to win. It's ass. We'll get into it.
Shit's ass. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're done. Yeah, that's it. We're done.
That's it for that, huh? Okay, yeah.
Well, that's absolutely it.
Let me see. Yeah. Enhanced headphone mode. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's what the aim assist settings are the changes they made for BO6 coming to Warzone. That's what we figured, but the way they word it, it does make it sound like there are literally 2 new settings that you can alter.
Yeah. I didn't see them. I don't think that's true.
Written poorly, yeah.
New audio has been added to indicate that armor plates have been destroyed. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So, yeah, okay. So now we have just a couple other things to go over. First impressions, basically. We've already talked about kind of a lot of our first impressions, but there are some other things that need to be said.
And we'll get a lot deeper next week, by the way.
And we'll get into a lot more next week, yeah. So we already went over this exclusive face thing. We will read this tweet when we get to it. And also, we will start with this. So, a couple things to say. The token transfer, the tokens transferring, massive W. I already mentioned that, but especially for those of you who are prestige mastering, this is really good. You level so fast now that you have infinite tokens that, like, yeah, prestiging in Warzone is not very punishing. The SOG's really good in multiplayer. I already said that. Okay, so multiplayer, just a couple things to say. I did play it some today. I played all 3 of the new maps and the new mode. So of the 3 maps, one of them is called Hideout. I like it. It's a good map. It's not like an instant classic. It's not fantastic, but I would say it's a solid, very early for me to say, but I would say it's a solid 6.5 out of 10, maybe 7. Pretty good map.
On the BO6 scale or the Call of Duty scale?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. It's a 6 on the Call of Duty scale to 7 on the BO6 scale. That's where I would put it. Pretty good. But still very early for me to say. Although I'll never play it again, probably. So that's all you're getting from me. And then the other 2 are awful. Really bad. So there's a new strike map. This is going to be the most impactful because that's the smallest map pool. So if you're queuing strike only, this is the new one you're going to see more of because it's 1/5 of a chance to see it instead of 17th. It sucks a lot. It's a really small map with the longest possible sight lines, longer than any other map, including Vorkuta, and I'm only slightly exaggerating. Why have a tiny map and then long, huge, massive sight lines? I'm not kidding. I was playing with lag. He was working on marksman rifles. So I spawn, and as soon as I spawn, I'm looking at 3 of my teammates on one edge of the map, including lag show, just not moving, ADS'd with a wall behind them. All the way down to the other spawn, I peek out, and it's like Coachella. All the glints immediately poking out at me, and I'm dead because of the very generous hitboxes. Horrifically bad strike map. It's not good. It's not even close to good. It sucks a lot. And then the other one is another 6's map. I don't know what it's called. I don't want to know what it's called because it's ass. Really, really, really especially bad. I played that one like 3 times and I was like, okay, this map just sucks a lot. Very awkward layout. It's like they were trying to do one of the good BO2 maps, but it's not good actually. Unlike the good BO2 map. Has like a helipad and a helicopter. It's a great map in BO2. It's not a remake though, but it's like feels similar in like whatever assets, but it sucks really bad. So unfortunately the new maps by and large not very good, but doesn't matter. Nuketown's in the game. And then the new game mode Ransack, which is kind of like capture the flag, sorta. Kind of. The loot is not like around the map. It's really like you have a little base. They have a little base. Those are always marked. And then every like minute or so, they'll spawn somewhere in the middle a pot of gold where you like run up to it and then you hold interact and you'll start stacking gold bars and you can stack up to 10. And then if you die, someone can just run over them and have them in their inventory. Kind of like, there's a similar game mode to this actually in MW 19. I totally forget what it was called, but it was so easy to get kill streaks on shipment when you had this game mode. Man, what was it called? Oh, dude, I forget. But there would be like 2 deposit points per team. And then once you deposit X amount in 1 point, then you can only use the other point. Oh, what did you even collect? Dude, I forget, but it was the easiest way to farm score streaks. So maybe it wasn't, or no, it wasn't M19. It was in other games too. Anyway, whatever. It's kind of like that. Pretty fun, but I played it on Derelict, so it was of course terrible.
Oh no, yeah.
And that's exactly the thing. Ransack is a fine game mode. I would say maybe it's even a pretty fun, cool, interesting game mode that is completely and utterly ruined by the abysmal map pool of Black Ops 6. It doesn't matter how cool of a game mode you have if the maps suck a lot, which most of them do. I would love to play Ransack on Payback or Subsonic or Nuketown, maybe even Babylon. Babylon, it wouldn't work actually, but every other map, yeah, is just like playing any game mode on Derelict sucks lots. So.
Oh, there's that one Jake's talking about, yeah, where you collected dog tags and you had to like stand in the zone or press a button.
It was dog tags, yes.
Dog tags.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it was called Bank though.
Bank doesn't sound right, but I have no clue.
It was not called Bank, I'm like almost positive, but that's the game mode.
An idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway. Jeez. And then anyways, you play any thoughts on multiplayer?
I actually didn't play multiplayer at all. It was only zombies I played. I kept like thinking about playing multiplayer, and then I'm like, ugh, but zombies I don't have to play against real humans, and I get to just not have to really think about anything, and also not mauled to something. So
yeah,
I'll play it. Nuketown 24/7's gone though, right? So maybe I won't ever play it again. Actually,
yes, but there's a playlist that is like radioactive, so it's either Nuketown or Warhead. And on Warhead, you can call kill streaks since it's not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's actually the better map. If you want to like farm score.
Okay.
Because it's very easy to get like a UAV if you do the little cheese strat. And then from there you get a free whatever, lethal or something. And then kill like one guy and you'll get a Overwatch Elo or something. Like every game I got like 2 Overwatch Elos. Me, Lag, and H were playing, and we played against the worst players ever. It was really fun. It was hard point, and we were purposely not capping the point to continue farming them. And Lag had like 70 kills. I had like 71. It was really fun and crazy. So that's actually a really fun map when you can call streaks.
Yeah, that sounds good actually.
If you're winning. If you're losing, just leave. Because once you start getting streaked on that map, because what would happen is I would call in a helo, and then they would be shooting it down. But because this is such a small map, you don't have time to shoot it down, buddy. I'm inside you already because the map is so small. Yeah. So then I kill you. And now, by the time you respawn, continue shooting before I kill you again, I have another helo ready to go because I've been farming you shooting down my previous helo. Feels like BO4, like that kind of snowball effect. Pretty fun.
Yeah, the old snowball.
The classic snowball, yeah. So you can basically play Nuketown 24/7 though. People always vote for it.
Yeah.
And Grind was the name of the game mode. Yes, which is what I said, by the way, Jake. Listen. So yeah, that's pretty much it for multiplayer. I did play zombies today, but nothing's really new in zombies yet. besides the balance changes or whatever. And it was fun. But we're waiting for Citadel de Mort. And now Warzone first impressions. Okay, so a couple things. Current meta seems to be, like Tanner said, the GPR AR, and then I guess the Jackal is going to be the sub.
A lot of people have been using the KSV. That I've seen the more KSV builds than anything on Twitter, and when we played, a lot of people were running that, so much that I started using it, but it appears to be the Jackal by quite a bit, so unless the stats are just wrong. It appears to be the Jackal and the AK-74. That's the build I'm going to try running tomorrow.
Yes. So we'll see. And then, yeah. Okay. So besides that, let's see. Yeah, the care package, we went over that. Okay, so next is the Warzone camo. So now we finally know what the Warzone camo challenges are. I didn't look at literally every single one, but it is as the blog had teased, in that to get all the base camos, you have to get 100 eliminations. So this actually explains why kills versus eliminations are different in the final action report. Eliminations means kill or assist. So you have to get 100 eliminations with all the guns that shoot bullets to get all the base camos done. That's not quite as bad as getting 100 kills. In fact, it's a lot easier than that.
It's a lot easier, yeah.
But it's still a lot, number one. That I would have been fine with. But also, for two of the primary weapons I looked at, which was like a Model L and then the C9, one of the special camos challenges was get 5 kills on someone who is the most wanted target. So they picked up the most wanted contract. Kill them with a specific gun 5 times. Okay. How many times do you guys see a most wanted in your game? And you can get to them in time and kill them without dying.
Be the one on your team to kill them, yeah.
Now imagine having to do that with a PM pistol, for example. Or whatever. Here's a great one. The Goblin Mark II, the semi-auto rifle. 5 times. So even with the best gun, doing this 5 times is, if you are very lucky, 5 Warzone matches. 5 Warzone matches, which is what? How long is that? Let's call it 10 minutes. That's 50 minutes. For one of the special camos, for one of the 33 guns or whatever. Okay. Hate it. Another one I saw. Get 5 kills on enemies who are stunned by your tacticals. Hate that. I want to run smokes. I don't want to run stuns. And if it's anything like multiplayer, that window is very small, because I had a daily to kill 10 people affected by my concussion grenades today. And regularly, I would concuss a guy, push him, kill him, and it wouldn't say finished concussed enemy, and I would not get credit. It's a very small window between when that concussion hits them and you have to kill them. Now imagine if the time to kill was 3 times as long as it is in multiplayer. How tight has your window gotten now? Extremely tight. Even if that were not the case, this would be cringe. I don't want to use different tacticals than I normally would. Hate it. And then another one was get 5 kills while you've picked up a most wanted contract. That one's, of those 3, by far the best, but still not great. I have to find 5 most wanted contracts and get to them, and then go seek people out while I'm essentially permanently marked on their minimap. And again, imagine you're using a Goblin Mark II to do this 5 times. I'm done. I'm not doing the camo. It's that simple. And that's disappointing, but I'll live without that aspect. And maybe I will do it if I get all the elims way faster than I'm thinking. Because if I have enough time at that point, maybe I'll go for it. But it's looking extremely unlikely. But whatever, who cares? The biggest problem I have is that because there is a special camo challenge, and it seems like it's for most of the primaries, to get 5 kills on people you've stunned, guess what will be happening to me always every day for the next 6 months? I will be fucked by stuns. And I hate that a lot. I hate that a lot. I don't want to be stunned ever in Warzone. It always pisses me off. And it's going to be happening 100-fold now. I'll give you guys a perfect example of why camo challenges like this suck balls. Every single one of you listening, without exception, who has played BO6 multiplayer, has died to an underbarrel grenade launcher, specifically from an AK-47. The only reason you died to that is because that is the camo challenge for the AK-47. You are just forcing people to do cringe shit to other players. And I hate it a lot. And that's going to be a long time in Warzone because this grind is going to take a long time. So you're going to be getting stunned lots, which makes me wonder, do I need to run battle hardened now, even though I don't want to run that perk, to avoid this happening to me? I hope battle harden's extremely effective, and I wonder what I'm giving up to run it. Hate it a lot. Hate it a lot.
Is there a perk that does that in Warzone?
That's another good question. I don't know. Is there?
Well, because that's what I was wondering. I don't think there is. There's nothing called tac mask, and there's nothing called
fucking awesome
battle hardened.
That's fucking awesome, Tanner. That makes this camo challenge so much better. Wow, I'm so excited.
It's the one that's not in the game yet. That's coming with the event. It's veteran. Reduce the negative effects of some enemy equipment. And then it says immune to grenadier, immune to snapshots, resistant to flash, gas, movement, and shock negative effects.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't say
what slot.
Blue. So you have to drop like dexterity for it or survivor.
Okay. That's at least the least competitive category, so that's something, I guess.
Yeah. Why does it not mention stuns though? Resistant to flash, gas, movement, and shock negative effects. Maybe it's just the movement, but I don't know.
It would be movement because stuns slow your movement. I think that's all they do. But yeah, I don't know. So you going for the Warzone camo, man?
No, absolutely not. Having it as elims though, that's definitely a lot easier. But just like you're saying, like with the most wanted thing, imagine some of these bad guns where you can't even win a 1v1 gunfight, and you're gonna have to do it in a scenario like that. Well, that person's the most wanted. You have to get to them. You have friends who you're also playing quads, and they're not gonna let you get your kill. So you're gonna have to try to do this all on your own. Well, the whole lobby's going after this person, and they're running a meta gun.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
And then how many instances per match are you even going to have of a person close enough to you that's a most wanted where you can attempt that fight?
Mm-hmm.
Probably off rip. That's it. And then you don't have the gun you're choosing at that point because you don't have your loadout.
Yeah.
So because
you
see most wanted most at the start of a game.
Yeah.
But you're not going to have the gun you want to use.
Yeah. True. Exactly.
It's bad.
Exactly.
This sounds really, really bad and not fun to do. And I absolutely will not be attempting at all.
And like, imagine if you're doing your camo grind. Yeah, I don't know. I hate it. I don't know. I don't like it at all. But yeah, so I probably won't be. The one silver lining of this though is that it will be really fun to watch, streamers who will be getting this camo doing it. Cause like Metaphor is a streamer I watch, for example.
Yeah.
He's a like completionist nerd. He does everything. He's gotten like the multiplayer camo. He's gotten the zombies camo. Haven't checked, but I can say with certainty he will be getting the Warzone mastery camo as well. Like last year, watching him stream, watching him play Warzone or whatever, it was interesting and it was cool because he's really good. But it's also like, it would get pretty boring because it's like, okay, yeah, he's going to get the meta stuff and he's going to drop 35 and slam everyone really hard. And that's cool and fun and interesting to watch. But it would be more cool, fun, and interesting to watch him struggle with like some terrible whatever marksman rifle trying to kill most wanted targets. It's going to be fun watching really good players try to do really difficult, annoying challenges. And I'm excited to do that. But other than that, like as far as me as a player of the game, I think this just sucks. I wish the special challenges were much better, and I find it unlikely they'll change them. They could have done better ones, to be sure. I don't know exactly what you do, though, but I think what you want in Warzone, especially with how fluid the game is, you really don't want to add in challenges that are like contingent on things outside of your control. So in multiplayer, there are always going to be enemies for you to kill. There are always going to be enemies for you to headshot. There are always going to be enemies for you to stun and then kill. And you don't, like, you can always progress toward any camo in multiplayer at any time, regardless of the match you're in. Like, none of it is luck, with the exception of shooting down kill streaks with launchers. That requires launchers. Sure. How else do you do a launcher camo, though? I don't blame Call of Duty for that. But when you get to Warzone, it's like, okay, I can't advance this gun anymore unless someone picks up a most wanted contract. It's totally out of my control. You want to be able to grind toward your camos every time you queue for a match. And with a lot of these Warzone challenges, there will be full matches where you can be you can be aimbotting and you still will not get any progress on that challenge for reasons totally outside of your control. That's the thing I hate the most. Because you can always progress toward the elims, but you can't always progress toward killing most wanted targets. Yeah. And you can't always progress toward getting a most wanted contract and killing other people. That's what I think sucks. You should be able to, progress it every match regardless. So, maybe this is overblown. Maybe this will be easier than I think. I do like that they paired them, because if you only had one or the other, well, if you only had the one where you have to kill most wanted targets, then that would really suck. But the fact that there's a camo where you have to be a most wanted target, that means there's going to be a lot of people picking them up for you to kill. So that was smart on their end, but I don't like it overall. So anyway, moving on from there, we had some questions about some perks. Alertness was one of them. So dexterity was one of them. I have not tested this. I won't be testing it. Someone else will test it, but I don't know if it works like Mountaineer or not. I still don't know. That would be very hard to test. I just wanted to get a feel for the game. Didn't do it. Another one was alertness. So here's how it works. You do get, if you're getting looked at, you get some orange stuff on your screen. I do not think it's directional anymore. So it's a lot worse than high alert of old. But you also get information when someone is close to you. What that means is, if you're within 30 meters of someone else, an enemy, it'll say on your screen, enemy nearby. And it's not in an obstructive spot. It's actually in a spot that's kind of easy to miss, which is good. I don't want it obstructing me. And once I know I have the perk, I'll see it. But it's not directional at all. And it doesn't do anything other than say enemy nearby. That's it. However, there's no limit on it. So if I sit in a building and there's a guy above me, we can both sit there for 15 minutes. And for that entire time, it'll say on my screen, enemy nearby. So it's like, I have to use it a lot more to see if it's worth using or not. But right now, I think it is, for reasons we will get into. But it's not really that busted OP like I originally thought. Because the high alert's worse, and then the enemy nearby is good info, but it's only telling you in a 30-meter circle around you someone's there. That's all it says. So that's not that much information, but it is some.
And in a category, no, in a category with tempered, gung-ho, resolute. Resolute's got a lot better this year too, by the way. It was 5%, now it's 15% movement speed bonus when you take damage. That's a big difference. 15% movement speed. I mean, when stims were busted OP in Warzone 1 and gave you that crazy fast movement speed buff, it was like 8%, I think. 7%. So this is crazy. This is double.
Oh, wow. That is big.
Yeah, so 15% increase is a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
So that might be worth running. And then, Gung Ho being in that category too is just just good.
Yeah.
But I haven't ran alertness, and it doesn't sound that great, to be honest, the way you described it and what I know about it now. I
gotta run it more, but
I would run for sure tempered and gung ho over alertness.
I will say on Resurgence, alertness does not seem worth it at all. Yeah, because there's always someone next to you, so you're not getting any valuable intel. But like in ranked, I could see this being pretty good. Honestly, but yeah, too early to say. Next one we had questions about was tracker, and if there was a limit to how many pings you can get, or a cooldown on them. It appears, I have not used it yet, but from what Tanner was saying, I think there is no limit on how many people you can have pinged, and there is no cooldown on pings. So if you damage 4 people in a building, you will have 4 people marked instantly. That's pretty crazy if it works like that, but I'm not sure. Was that the impression you got? Because I think you said something like that.
That must have been cope or lag. I definitely didn't say that. I didn't notice that or think about that. But
okay.
It seemed good just marking people. But more than that, I just didn't know what other perk that I would run in that category.
Right.
Really.
Okay.
And I hate how quick fix performs. So I just did tracker. And I mean, automatically pinging, like it's good. So I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it.
Okay. So yeah, jury's still out on that one. Not totally sure how it works. Okay, next. UI does look good and better. I like it. Pretty much all the quality of life stuff they actually did carry over this time, rather than just throwing it all away like we did when Warzone 2 launched. So that's good. Omni movement actually feels really good in Warzone. It feels exactly the same as multiplayer. I really like the movement lots. It feels very fluid, very snappy. Looting things, with the exception of opening an armor or muni box, which takes forever for some reason.
Yeah.
Everything else, like looting things, very quick and very cool. When you pick up your loadout, you chamber the round into your gun before you can use it. And that is also true for your secondary weapon. So I had the very fun and exciting experience today of hitting my loadout, had my AR out, got some kills, walked around, had fun, whatever. And then people are nearby, so I switch to my SMG as I'm getting pushed. I'm totally going to fry this guy. No, I'm not. My character chambers the round into the C9 and I'm dead. Cool. So pro tip for you, when you pick up your loadout, switch to your secondary so your character can do the dumb, completely useless animation of putting of chambering around, and then you can switch back to your primary.
I never noticed that.
So that when you get rolled up on, you will not be sitting there like an asshole holding your charging handle while you get fucked. Which is terrible mechanic. I don't know why this is in, but there's a pro tip for you. But besides some things like that, the game feels good. Movement feels way better. The unlimited attack sprint with the knife out is awesome. Omni movement is actually really cool. I like it. And then like, yeah, time to kill feels very similar to how it did in Warzone prior to the update. Weapon recoil feels good. I mean, I haven't used like super optimal builds probably, but everything feels kind of fine. Like sprint to fire time on SMGs feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Aim down sight, aim down sight time feels pretty good. I was using the Jason Armory 2X on some of my ARs. On the Model L, it was very good. On the AK, that had a little too much recoil on that much zoom, probably, or my build was bad. But I could see some zoom, like that 2X, becoming meta for big map, so that's cool. And yeah, a couple other little things that I don't remember at this point.
All the things you would expect to feel good, feel good.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like the things you don't even think about. Like I didn't think about sprint to fire, ADS, like none of that, because there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
So there are a lot of little things like that are good. Like the launch of Warzone 2, day one, that's the first thing you notice. Oh, I jump and it takes me 420 milliseconds to ADS with a Fennec. You know, this game is just all instant. That's all. Yeah, all that feels good. Everything you expected to feel good and natural and normal and kind of what you're used to does, fortunately.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So that's cool. Parachutes are also very loud. You can hear them a lot, which was really surprising to me. When people are dive bombing onto you, they are still quite quiet. So we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, that stuff to me sounds exactly the same as last year's Warzone.
Interesting.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Because they were loud last year too. So all that's fine.
Yeah. And then, like we said, armors boxes, so munis, utilities, armor boxes take forever to deploy. And unlike in multiplayer, when you throw down an assault pack, your character does not auto interact with it when you throw it. You have to interact with it yourself 10 minutes after you throw it, because that's how long it takes to open. Cringe. So this sucks. And it
seems like one of those things that'll be fixed very soon.
I agree, because it feels extra jarring with how fast your character moves now. Like I'm zooming around, I'm the Flash, and then it's like, oh, I need some ammo. All of a sudden, I'm right back to Warzone 2. Yeah, just a disaster. Super slow. Your character, like a strongman competition, throwing an Atlas Stone just takes 20 minutes, and then it opens really slowly, like it's what's the movie? Indiana Jones movie, whatever. Anyway, takes forever. Cringe. Hate it. But I agree with you. I think they'll probably fix this quickly.
Yeah.
And now on to... And trigger warning, we should have said this at the outset. If you don't like negative opinions, these are facts, by the way. Just turn off the podcast now. The episode's over for you. If you're positive, Paul, turn off the episode, because you're not going to like the next 2 points. Something I have always said, which remains true, and this is case in point. Because a lot of this, quite good, quite cool, right? What have I said?
On paper.
On paper, it's great. Here's the thing, though. In a first-person shooter video game, if I can't hear people and if I can't see people, nothing else matters. And guess what? Including on Urzikstan, by the way. So this is not an Area 99 issue. This is a integration issue on all maps. The visibility is markedly, fantastically worse in a way that I am shocked and appalled at. I did not expect the visibility to be bad at all. And it's really bad. There was a guy next to me, Cope, and Tanner, and none of us knew he was there. And I mean literally 3 meters away from Cope. No one knew he was there until Cope started taking damage, and he yells, "There's a guy here!" And we're all like, wait, what? And then I don't know where he came from. I literally don't know how that guy got there, but we didn't see him.
Yeah, we still have no clue.
If he just standing manned, he'd be alive still. He would have won the game. Like, we would not have known he was there if he didn't start shooting. It was insane. Visibility is horrific, horrendously bad. I'm not really sure why. I honestly don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Are nameplates like not showing up? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I have not had this much trouble seeing people in Warzone literally since 2020, which is shockingly, miserably bad. And it's not a shadows issue either. I'm talking in broad daylight. For some reason, I don't see people a lot. It's really common and it's really cringe. It was actually worse on Urzikstan for me, by the way.
The issues I noticed were basically only in dark areas. Because the optics, when you look through like a red dot or something, it is darker. Like the whole, everything is just darker when you look through an optic. So I was looking through an optic with a glass that was not broken, and then I was looking into another window about 40 meters away with glass that's not broken. And some guy starts shooting at me, and I'm ADSing and I'm staring. I'm like, dude, I don't even like see this guy. Actually, no, that was when I had a sniper. I was using a sniper, so I'm zoomed all the way in. And I can't see him. I'm like, where's this guy even at in here, in this window? Can't see him in this dark window. That was the one major issue. Other than that, like people in open area, I generally didn't notice. again, we haven't played a lot at all. So
yeah,
it's
we haven't
hard to
played
say,
enough.
but,
That's true.
I mean, we're not even remotely close to how bad it was in Verdansk. Not even close, in my opinion. But
Today
it's just not.
I don't know.
It's just not nearly as good as it was, this last year. So that's unfortunate. The other thing too is a lot of people running default skins, I think. So then they do just blend in like grayish, blackish skins, and so they kind of just blend into the environment more. Because when those people running like the normal skin, like a wub skin or something, you see it. It's crazy obvious in most scenarios. But
that's probably true. Yeah.
So the other thing I noticed is the game feels less sharp, so much that I thought AMD Fidelity Cast was turned off, and I went to my setting and it was on and also at 100, which is the sharpest it'll get. So that's fun and exciting. So maybe one of those settings is just bugged, but visibility it's not as good, but it's not like horrendous enough where I'm going to constantly complain about it as of now. Maybe I'll get back to you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll get back to you because maybe it's better than I just had a really unlucky day, or that like some setting is off for me. Maybe I'm going to go through my settings again.
A lot of settings did get messed up and reset.
Yeah, so I could have like nameplates off, and that's why, or something.
Yeah,
that's actually possible.
Something got screwed up, maybe.
Yeah, so I'll look into that.
Mine too, actually.
But yeah, so we'll get back to you on the visibility. I'm very confident saying it's not as good as it was last year, no matter what, even if my settings were perfect.
100%.
But maybe they're not as bad as it was for me today. We'll get back to you. And then unfortunately, this is almost certainly not a settings issue. And this is what everyone's talking about. And again, what did I say? 2 core components. If I can't see people, doesn't matter, game sucks. And if I can't hear people, doesn't matter, game sucks. Here's a tweet today from Repulse, who is Positive Paul, by the way. Really likes the game Repulse.
Known Warzone Glazer.
Known Glazer. We like Repulse, by the way, but he's a very positive guy, and he tweeted today, "Not gonna lie, this is the worst audio I've ever experienced." Got it. Hey, Repulse. 100 emoji. This is, and I don't say this lightly, the worst the audio has ever been in Warzone or multiplayer, in a COD game, maybe in an FPS game, ever. And I'm not kidding, and I'm dead fucking serious. It is bad in a way that I did not know was possible. It is as if everyone has dead silence from MW 2019 in every gunfight. We heard, everyone I played with for hours today heard one person. No, sorry, 2 people. Jake heard a guy once, and then Tanner heard a guy also once.
I heard another guy randomly, somehow like walking, barely sprinting 25 meters away one time.
Right.
Yeah.
So Tanner heard one guy on Urzikstan. Jake heard one guy on Area 99 in hours and hours of gameplay. It's, a travesty, the likes of which we have never heard before. It's really bad. And the game sucks, period. If I can't hear people, it doesn't matter. Luckily, multiplayer and zombies are very fun. So the whole game is not chalked because I can just go play those. But here's the TLDR. If you're having fun in multiplayer and zombies right now, keep playing them. Don't even bother queuing for Warzone. At least until they have a statement, an apology, and free double XP weekend for everyone as recompense, and an actual update to the audio. Just keep playing those things. If you were bored of multiplayer and zombies and you were like, oh, I'm going to come back when the Warzone update happens, do not do that. Do not. Stare at your wall and you'll have more fun. It is horrific and it ruins everything. All the good stuff we talked about, the movement feels awesome, new guns, new UI, everything feels better. There's weapon outlines. The loot's dispersed evenly now. Care packages are neat. There are SAM turrets. None of this shit matters if I don't hear literally swag tack sprinting up behind me in 2 feet, fucking my ass. And that's what happened. Almost every death I had was only because I did not hear someone I very easily should have heard. Very easily. So hopefully, I don't know, they fix it soon. Maybe there is an infinitesimal chance that this is a settings issue. And I need to have universal headphone mode plus asymmetrical hearing compensation with these exact values at 8,000 hertz and another one at 700 hertz, whatever. I doubt that really strongly because every single person is talking about how bad the audio is.
Nobody has said it's even like decent. Every single person you see out there says it's absolutely terrible and it's like the worst it's been in Warzone. Because it's not even like a lot of the issues with Rebirth, one, there were an issue with like sounds not penetrating walls, and then the other is there's so much spam. But I was playing boot camp earlier, finishing challenges. There is, and I'm dead serious, there is no sounds happening. Nothing. I'm also playing solo. There is nothing going on. I'm running through an empty area of the map with my team. It's Warzone boot camp. We're finishing the match. Nothing happening. And a guy like comes running up and we scare each other. He doesn't hear me. I don't hear it. It's not there. And there's no other sound on the map. There's not even the announcer saying anything. It's dead quiet. All I'm hearing is myself running and jingling. And
your
don't
own
hear
character you can hear really well, by the way.
Yes, that's also entirely
some would say too well.
So the best part is, though, this will obviously get addressed. I'm actually very surprised they didn't tweet about it today, because COD Updates tweeted about 15 times about a lot of other problems, but they didn't mention the audio yet. I'm sure they will in the coming days here. And we'll get some sort of, updates and fixes to this. Hopefully starting like next week, we'll see something. But
yeah,
because we played a lot of Urzikstan, because I'm thinking like, let's try Urzikstan because I know how the audio should sound. Let's test it there. Bad. Like it's actually nothing.
It's not an occlusion issue, exactly.
Then on like this literally seems like they just need to raise the footstep audio slider. It's like that. It's like that simple. It's like it's like some dev accidentally turned it down to 1% right before the update went live when they meant to have that slider at 99% or 100. So seems like it'll be an easy fix, but yeah, it's like one of the times Cope and I died on Area 99. We got torched and we were like, I thought I got shot from like a building over. We watched the kill cam. The guy climbs a metal ladder, probably 10 feet from us, mantles over the metal, sprints on metal, slides on metal around the corner, guns Cope and I both down. Neither of us get a shot off because we didn't expect the guy to react. We didn't know he was there.
I remember hearing you guys saying that,
So that was a wild one. That was probably about when Cope hopped off to start playing Farm Sim, so... Yeah, it's the audio alone. The update could be perfect, but like you said, with the audio issues, it immediately takes the update down like 4 points. So
it's unplayable.
It's hard to gauge anything when the main aspect of the game is not there, and you can't even think about anything else because it's so infuriating losing some random gunfight. And other people can't hear things too, because I'll be sprinting up next to some guy and he's not even looking at me still. And it's like, it's just a free, easy. I'm not even having gunfights. I either just die to some guy who sprints up behind me or next to me and I don't see and he kills me, or I do the same to another guy. You don't even have heads up gunfights.
Yeah.
But thankfully, everybody knows this is bad. So that's a great thing.
That's exactly that. I'm glad you brought this up. I've said this before too. If something is bad, you kind of want it to be really bad so that everyone bitches about it, so they're forced to address it. If the audio was like 20% better than it is now, that would probably actually be worst case scenario, because then all the positive polls would be like, it's good enough. And then they wouldn't be very pressured to do massive overhauls. But because it's so bad right now, it's like, it's funny how bad it is. You guys should play it just because it's so funny. Like you'll be amazed at what you don't hear. It's insane. And that's the silver lining again. Yeah. As Tanner said, is everyone's bitching about this. They're going to be forced to address it. Will the address be enough? That's where I'm less optimistic than Tanner is. If this were any other issue, I would say this will be fine. They'll fix it. Like when, whatever, a shotgun is one tapping at 30 meters. That's really bad. That would be equally bad for the game as bad audio. But I was never worried about things like that because I'm like, oh, this is an easy fix for them. They've done this and fixed it in a day 100 times now in the last 5 years. How many times have they fixed audio?
A lot.
Not a lot. No, not really. I mean, 3, 4 times, maybe. How many times have they broken it? 20, 30?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like audio is not easy for Activision to figure out. They have a bad track record. We've had good audio before, but more often than not, we've had really bad audio. And I get sick at how many times I've read, we've made audio improvements, and we read the patch notes and then we play and they didn't. They're just lying. They say that all the time, including, by the way, in these very patch notes we've read to you today. What do they say? We've made sound improvements, and they dared to use the word improvements. No, they didn't. They made changes. They were not improvements. They were downgrades, massive ones. So they're going to do something to the audio. The question, of course, will be, is it going to be enough? I hope so, but I really don't know. This is a bad place to be starting from. So I don't know. We'll see. Again, luckily, multiplayer is super fun. Zombies is super fun. Prestige system is super fun. So I'm really, 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 really hoping they do enough, though, because it would be a real shame to not have fun playing Warzone, which would be really fun if I could hear people if they can't figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But overall, lots of new content, though. And I'm excited for Season 1 Reloaded. And I'm more excited to see what they do with the audio.
Oh, no. Bro's already looking forward to the next update. I've got that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm looking forward to the next patch, honestly. I am also annoyed they haven't said anything about it today. Because everyone's complaining about it. So they will change it. It's just going to be, will it be enough? So, all right. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will not be here Saturday, but we will be back, as always, next week. And we will be back on our regular bullshit. So let us know your guys' thoughts. If you're here, actually, no, hold on. If you claim to be hearing people in Warzone right now, do not tell me. I will ban you. I won't have it.
Nobody's going to say that. There's no way.
Don't lie to me. I can't take it. At least not today. If you want to troll me this way, do it tomorrow. Do it when I'm at a national park enjoying nature. Then I might be able to handle it. I can't handle it today. God, it bothers me. But other than that, give us your feedback. And I was only mostly joking there. If you are hearing people, please actually tell me. And then also attach a video of you going through every audio setting you have in your game and every desktop audio setting you have in your game. Thanks in advance with a link to your headset. I still won't believe you. Announcements. Yeah, we'll cover new patrons next week. We'll go back 2 weeks, so don't worry. Same with donations. If anyone sent any, which I don't think you guys did, you can donate if you want. Patreon.com/Dropshot, early access, ad-free episodes. We just did a behind-the-scenes episode for our Damascus patrons. It was fun and also exciting. And use code Manscaped. Use code Dropshot at manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping. And we'll see you next week. Love you guys. Join the Discord. I'll be in there a lot. So if you want to talk to us, that's the way to do it, because we're not doing an ep on Saturday, unfortunately. And stay humble.
Stay humble.